Any. Da, 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 da. A la verga, güey. Josie. Josie. What do you mean crime shot? A Dahmer shit. That shit. Disturbing. I don't know, dude. That shit was pretty disturbing. I watched the Ted Bundy one. That wasn't really that bad. The Ted Bundy, the one with Zac Efron. No. Yo, chill. My stream on. Where would you look? Would you look for the picture? That's all. He's talking about like murder shit. He's talking about how Dahmer was his cousin and he was like telling him to do it. Yeah. Yeah, Vic. Vic, yeah. Also Vic. Oh, AK-47? Okay, Vic. Dang, I didn't even think about that. It was never solved, Space, but now it is. Somebody tell Doja Cat I'm trying to indulge in that. Yeah, let's get Raider in here. Cause imagine I die. I'm in 100 M's yet. Jez is finishing something and Big said his Valorant game is ending. How can I be homophobic? My bitch is gay. Well, she doesn't need to be here if she doesn't want to. My power came back on. Shout out Zim though. Who's the other streamer mode? I'm assuming that Janny's the girly one. Let's see. Bolu pregnant? Yeah. Bolu question mark, pregnant question mark. I mean, I thought she was Zim, so I thought she was Zim though. There's not much crystal meth, my hood got junkies hooked on crack. IRL? Arala? You get Arala? Eddie Vaz, for a retired player, Vegas playing a lot. Eddie, I don't know how many times this has to be said. Veg is a full-time content creator, but that is boring. Veg is bored. So he's playing scrims because he is bored. Literally nobody's having fun playing COD Mobile recreationally in pubs or ranked, especially if you're a content creator. I promise you. Yes, these people. And MMR, it's called MMR. Matchmaker rating. Straight up, don't play the. Eddie says exactly. Just don't play the game. But Jez, or not Jez, but Veg has to play the game because he's a content creator. It's his job. But I'm telling you, he's bored because if I was a content creator, and I'm fucking not. But look, even in the latest like 2 weeks where I was like doing videos, first of all, incredibly boring. Also, the next thing. Streaming, that's kind of fun, but I'm also not playing the game. I'm fucking bored watching these fucking brainless games a lot of the time. Imagine being a pro player and just being so fucking bored. Like, we're not in season right now, but you're so fucking mind-numbingly bored because the game is so cancer. Like, it's actually just AIDS. So Veg is bored. And Veg is wanting to play COD Mobile cause he wants to play COD Mobile, but it's so boring. But Bolu, what? Thinking Bolu. Vague. What was I saying? Yes, Vague. He he's playing scrims for fun. Shut up, Elias. Space. Shut up, Elias. Yeah, Bolu might be on paternity leave right now. What's up, Vig? Ooh, what? Die. Somebody tell Vulture Cat. I'm trying to indulge in that. You're pushing for Radiant. Give Shotty, just give Shotty Sparrow and give him Vortex. Don't trust bitches. He's a weirdo, bro. Don't try to defend this motherfucker. Who? Vague? Vague's not weird. I mean, yeah, I wouldn't say Vague is weird. Yeah, Vague, are you weird? I don't know, maybe. So screenshots, are you my Discord kitten? Fucking Vague? Yeah. I'm just kidding. Yeah. Akşam kariyana. Oh, it's fucking with you. Shut up, dude. Such a fucking weirdo. He's like, control F10. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Woo, 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 woo. I said, yeah. Squidward. Ah. Squidward sounds like a Minecraft villager. Huh. Attack. Is Solar playing with XI? I was about to say get Solar. God dang. I'm trying to fix that for you. If I can't afford that bag that you want, then I will lick that for you. I wanna be there for you. I knew that the day I saw you. Too many times we argue, sorry for all of the names I called you. Should've never called you a bitch, but I did, now you're pissed trying to cut my clothes. Should've deleted that text, then you wouldn't have known that fuck those hoes. Don't act like you care how I feel, don't act like you care how I feel, you don't. Don't like how you act so spoiled, you start move mad when I tell you no. Sounds like they're having lots of. Your laugh sounds like a Supra Zim. I'll never understand how that's possible. What's a Supra? Is that you talking about the car? The Toyota Supra? Yeah, I have been told I have like a pretty distinguishable laugh. Hey Solo, dude, I've been seeing you lose your mod in almost every stream. And not gonna lie, dude, you kinda deserve it. You're a little dickhead. Solo. Like you've never, yeah, you've never been a dick to me. that I can recall. But like, you're a little dickhead. What you doing? Why you losing your mod in every stream? Oh, oh, stop the dick right. Man, good idea. Also, why are you awake right now? Isn't it like, yeah, like late over there in Euroland? What time is it in Euroland right now? What time is it in Euro? Alright, where in Euroland are you? Are you Germany? France? England? Italy? One of the other many countries? Man, mostly beef with some EU people. Yeah, you be beefing. Yeah, you might be. Who's the EU lurker? Is it him or is it Sadistic? That guy. It might be Solar. Yeah, I want Solar. Fuck off my team. Hey, Solar, let's go. Yeah, not on my team. Yeah, because you was in the wrong spot, bruh. Not up here. Drag Solar. Okay. Let's go. My boy Slime Bin Laden. Yeah. Spack. Wait, where's Vic? Oh, wait. There's Grand Theft Canada. Solar. We've been talking crazy in the stream. At least Solar. That I'm from Detroit or some shit like that. Bro. Drake ain't real, Solar. That's not a real person. Also, Toronto's not a real place, bruh. Toronto ain't a real place, bruh. You're here for Zai, so we can actually move it around. If if you want Annie, and then Solar, you can use Arrow or Vortex. All right, so then Shotzi, you cool, Shotzi? You got Vortex? Yeah. Yeah, Solo. I think you're the European lurker. Every region has to have one of you. You're the European one. You or the other guy, or the sadistic guy. There's always somebody in some chat saying some shit that's pissing somebody off. And more often than not, you're the guy. Yeah, you're right. Lurker is him. No, dude, Lurker's just a troll. That's it. Just a troll. I have never in my life seen Lurker spit facts, bruh. Ever. I'm definitely not him. Verdict would never give this type of mod. Okay. Did that after taking work. Vulnerable. Yeah, oh yeah, shut up. Yeah, they were like, shut up, random guy. Oh no, lurker surrounded by a million lurkers. Lurker surrounded by a million lurkers. No. Look, fucking Shotzi, look your DM. He's like, this is him in the YouTube chat. Have you seen that meme? It's this meme. Waiting for Vig to start. What a larker. I will never be out larker. Scurvio's got the rock, right? That's the wrong 2 letters, bruh. Yeah. Oh, dude, we're just saying it's funny. Scram. Whoa. Oh, dude, I gotta start checking you, yeah, cause people actually put stuff there. Hello, Darian. Bro, who are? This guy always says hello, Darian. Is my name on Hissing Thoughts? Yeah, no, I know. He's a mod for me too. Yeah. Cool, he's cool. King Kun, what should I search on Trovon to find you? Coach's name, it's ZLLM, like this. King Kun. Reason I haven't been joining your streams on Trovo anymore? Yeah, because I changed it. That's actually true. I should maybe change it back because a lot of people have been telling me they can't find my shit because I changed it. Yeah, you're right. I should change it back. I gotta wait 30 days though. On Twitter? Yeah, Jess says my name is on Twitter. I guess so, actually. I just... Sure. Yeah. Wait, that team... that team's pretty much it's the same team. Wait, Shatia, it's the same team from stage 4, isn't it? Besides Vibin? Who wasn't on that team? Rin was there. Oh, they're new? You, Losty, Vibin, Reckless, Shield. Oh, moods. Yeah. Well, they're like, I don't know what they're doing. Did kick him? It's just a sheriff? It's what, sheriff? Oh, on Discord. Oh, they said kick kings. Oh, what is that? That's the Lego Yoda? This guy, dude. Take this. But it's like stretched and distorted and shit. Why are they taking so long? I don't know, dude. Then permission to abuse permission. Yeah, Solo, I'm gonna have to ban you for that, bro. We don't talk to females like that in this chat. Come on, dude. No better than that. He fucking said some shit to... I think Toka's a girl, right? Toka a girl? He said some shit about giving head. Toka, are you toxic? Alright, Toko, I didn't see you being toxic, but if you get weird, you're gonna catch a uppercut ban as well. You got a green card? Bro, congratulations, man. Oh, dude. You prefer to get decked in the throat, sir? Hey, no sexual innuendos with me. I am a loyal e-dater. That's you. What's up, dude? Laying the lobby down. Oh. Gordy. Better than a corner right. On the corner right. Look, you can unban solo if you were just fucking with him. Otherwise, if he bothers you, fine. Alright, Scrim started on top. Let's go. Too clever. What's up, Khaled? Hey, look, for the 2 of you, actually there's 6 of you in YouTube, which is like, what the fuck? There's never 6 people on YouTube. But for the 6 of you that are on YouTube, hold on, let me mute. For the 6 of you that are on YouTube, yo, I'm telling you guys, y'all are going to be in the YouTube chat writing stuff, and I'm not gonna read it until much later. So, I'm going to link the stream. That's the stream on Trovo. If you go and you watch on Trovo, I'll answer. Like, quickly, you know? If you want to stay on YouTube because it's more convenient for you, no problem. But just a fair heads up there that if you wanna talk, that's where it is. I'm gonna unmute comms so you guys can listen to it. Then I'm gonna send Trovo Nutty, and we're chilling.
Flash.
Hey, broken. I got stuck. He's broken corner, laying down.
Nice, just.
Court. Nice.
Shit, there you go.
I got your grannies.
Alright.
Oh shit, my
Statue, and broken.
Statue again. Broken. More broken.
I know, broken going, I was fast. There's two.
broken.
Oh, he shotgun me. Broken corner. Yeah,
One on the
really.
box on site. Nice. One more deli.
That's one gas.
Yeah,
Hey, market.
Yeah, more.
Black van and market. I'll shoot the hunter killer. Hunter killer's dead. I'm looking mid box with you. I'm flash statue.
Mid.
Yeah, I'm watching over
One
you.
farm. One in farm.
Good job,
Secret.
I'm on him.
Yeah, they're gonna get a farm spawn.
What up cross?
I got shot from mid street. He's mid box. Go mid.
One more secret.
One on broken.
Spawn back alley.
One broken.
Granny secret. Switch.
Flashed. Front close gas and secret corner.
I'm on hill. Oh, yo, statue. No, farm.
Gas.
Spun Dilly.
I'm broken center now.
Yes, good. One more secret.
I'm gonna
Sort out the cross.
Top back, half. Good job.
Secret.
One farm.
Nice.
You guys feel better?
Spawn on jelly, jump all's half. He's going back alley now. They're all gonna be gas. All gonna be gas.
I got wobbling, gas.
Yeah, gas.
Gas
low.
dead.
One more gas.
Main.
Dead.
That was one.
Hitting hill.
There's gonna be a deli spawn.
Circle new guys.
I got shot from top blue window.
Deli dead.
Top blue window and deli. Good job. I spawn boxes actually. They're gonna spawn gas.
Bottom blue dead.
I hear one Dilly.
Oh, what?
Bottom blue.
He's tracked.
What's up, though, YouTube chat? You guys good?
Oh, back alley.
Actually,
lower
dead.
this real quick.
I'm going through back alley.
Or that.
Window watching alley.
How are you, Khaled? How are you, Hissing Thoughts? How are you, King Kun?
Bottom blue on the stairs.
Yeah, one more black man. I've got any.
Nice.
He's Black Van's
Shit.
Black Van's still base.
One on the jump hole, one jump hole. Jump hole dead.
Black Van's one shot, kill him.
One more jump, back alley, back alley, back alley. Two back alley, two back alley.
Yeah, I'm coming to the hill. I gotta.
No, vortex.
Good job.
Last one.
I have any for next. Please. One is from blue.
What? What's the issue?
Netting mid.
They already rotated, they already rotated.
Huh?
Let's go for gas.
I'm in gas right
Let her. Can you let her?
We're good to judge right now. Here, just.
I got one
Just
secret.
holding hold. I'm holding.
I got him, I got him.
That's called being a good brother, yeah? I know, sometimes.
Broken.
But that's your little sister, you hear me?
They have a claw form.
When she asks for something, you need to.
One box this. Vibe it.
And. Good.
I'm dead.
Broken corner. Black Van.
They marked
You understand me, bud?
In the hill.
I got shot from broke wall. Where'd he come from? He came from forest.
Hey, watch our farm.
Dead. One box is nice.
I got flash.
Come back alley.
Statue. Red card going farm. One boxes. Two boxes.
I'm dead.
One more box.
Broken. Wait, behind you, there's two of them.
Space gonna compete this year?
Boxes right now.
No, Space is retired.
Broke wall still.
Most he'll do is play mobile man.
On the table. Boxes.
Tired.
One top factory. He's
Green dumpster.
He is also bored. Cause dude, I'm telling you, man, for pro players who retire but still end up playing the game, like, boring playing ranked, streaming.
One top grenades, two statue.
Oh, that guy caught something. He's on hold on the
And it's the weekend, you know? During the week, we scrim with mobile mayhem team. But
Top grannies, one shot. He's on the stairs. I spawned blue,
weekend,
Broken.
just pick up, have fun.
Broken corner. It's one blue.
It's one gas in the box side. Statue.
Yeah, I got two bottom.
Watch out, please.
Yeah, barrels.
Watch your grenades.
Broken. I'm alive.
One deli.
Statue.
Broken that
Broken
broken.
and two deli.
I spawned blue.
Statue. No one statue. Statue got me. This one blue.
Broken side.
I'm going
Two
to
bottom
the
grenades.
Welcome, everybody.
Statue.
What's up, Tansy? Thank you for the follow, Master Khaled.
One shot.
Dardo, welcome. Puka, welcome. Kevin, welcome. AA, welcome.
One a new gas.
Message isn't going on Trova. Crazy.
Top granny
I don't know.
Granny on 5. He's on the stairs.
I should probably make another YouTube video, huh? I want to. I kind of want to now.
Leave next one.
Bottom grenade dead.
I don't want to make another video.
Statue, what's up?
Yeah, statue's dead. There's one in farm.
Ah.
One farm.
Paul farm. He's half. He's looking bottom market.
I spawned a deli.
This one deli.
Got it.
I need a grenade dumpster.
Any back alley. Any dead? Secret. Secret side on the hill.
Oh, and then, farm, street.
Kill him on the street. Street dead.
26 seconds.
Then it's Khaled the creator.
There's two alley.
What's up, Khaled?
Boxes right now.
Alley's half.
Welcome to Trovo, bruh. When you think Org's gonna pick up teams for 2023, I don't know, dude. It's still early.
Mid dead.
What's up, Red Bull? What's up, Oswaldo? Just created this account? Wow, my stream was your first stream on Trovo?
Gas and statue.
Wow. Welcome, bro.
No, dude, he got me. Barrels.
On CT tank. Watching barrels.
Try to push the blue.
On a haystack.
Dude, guess what, man? Ah, I miss B, bruh.
Deep blue. On a haystack now.
Haystack dead. Tabu dead.
Got flash.
What am I expecting from the comp scene? I don't know. Barely, dude, you know.
Space, I got it.
Pushing out.
What's up, Prime? Hi, coach. Hey.
Granny.
One's gonna,
Welcome.
on barrels.
On, welcome. Worst player, 95. Welcome. Des playing with the Krig, that's odd, is it?
I got him.
Tractor got me. Mid tank.
Des used Krig at champs.
Yeah, 2 mid tank.
I'm playing my left, I guess. So yeah, one here.
Zim, what's up, Molly?
No.
One broke,
Personally,
one
I
broke,
just believe if China plays on the global rule set, they'll win champs this year. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Maybe. They did play the global rule set pretty fucking well with not a lot of time, you know? It would be nice to... It would be nice to see them play the global rule set all year, but their league is a lot different than ours. You know?
They have a clown site.
One more on the, top and farm side. Farm side from boxes.
Ball's behind the stairs.
He's dead. I got top.
One shot.
One farm, black man.
Farm, black man, he pushed up.
Yeah, Jez definitely uses the Krig.
I saw him back alley. Mid street. Mid red car. He's going broken. One tractor
One
gonna
on
go
core,
CT tank. He's gonna go
core.
CT tank.
There's two broken side.
Statue dead.
Good job.
Play hill.
One checker, one.
Get shot from blue. CT tank.
Bottom blue. Pushing deli. Broken.
He's dead. On the hill.
They help.
Broken there.
Deli.
Any.
Inside there.
Back alley. He's deli. Free farm hill.
One statue. I got needed.
Mid. Come deli right now. Reckless.
Mid tank deli. 2 mid, 3 mid truck. Broken.
Deli dead.
Broken dead.
I got flash on site.
Yeah, I'm gonna kiss Sparrow. Broken dead. Sparrow, one shot broken. Mid tank dead. One more statue and broken.
Got flash.
The broken and statue. Statue dead.
We're top market, I think.
Mid tank dead.
I got one granny.
Can't see shit.
We only have one chance to break.
White man. Hey, jump that red car.
One on the stairs.
Some bottom marker
One
right now.
stairs, one secret.
That's nice.
We need your top.
You're dead. Vortex. Gas.
Vortex coming. Inside gas. He's a veteran.
One farm.
Yeah. One seeker.
Claw gas.
Farm is farm.
Gas is low.
We have
We have a
left.
team.
When am I allowed to cast mobile mayhem, Zim? I don't know.
Top.
One on site, prone. He's prone by the door.
Give me a second. I gotta clean my
Show us the Chinese were the same as... Did I have the experience? Fab? They had more experience. They had more live events and tournaments all year long, so they definitely had same experience. The Chinese teams were on the same level as Tribe. Tribe just on an even playing field. Tribe just, won those maps. They kind of out-talented them. Did I increase the volume? The VC volume? Discord? Yeah. There you go.
Guys is red? No.
Let me clean the edges of my case too.
Yeah, damn. What's up, Komi? Game was mad close. Yeah, games are close. And yeah, like the Chinese, exactly. Like, don't forget that Tribe lost like 3-1 or something like that to. I don't remember if it was like 3-1 or 3-2, whatever it was. Like Tribe lost to the Chinese team, so they were definitely equal. So you gotta give credit to Tribe. They were in the end a little better. I think what really separated that series in part was the draft, because like both teams were incredibly even and balanced. I think the draft, like,
Alright, hopefully
to my understanding, and I watched lots of Q9 and lots of Wolves. I was very familiar with like how to draft against them and all that kind of stuff. And we had some scrims against them too. When I watched that series, like draft out how I did, it was like a 80-20 tribe series straight up. That was a tribe series, and tribe did what they had to do. They won it. If the staff over there or whoever did the drafted a better series, I think it's very likely we might be talking about something different. Who knows? But whoever did the draft for tribe, they did a good job. Either they did a good job, or Wolves did a very poor job of giving them maps they felt comfortable on.
Wait.
So.
Wait, you're on a rod, right?
Yeah.
We'll see.
Does that shit happen to you or not? It does?
Tribe scrimmed Wolves like a day after them getting here, dude. And also, to be fair, like pre-tournament Wolves, they were pretty bad. Like even we beat them a little bit on a couple maps. Like the team we played and the team we saw compete was not the same team. Like in the tournament, and not group play.
What?
Like scrim Wolves, not the same team.
What, bro?
Wolves got a lot better.
It's just how casually you're welcome in here.
So I'd say they were definitely
It's just
like
so casual.
really good. I was disappointed with Q9. I thought that they would play better.
Not bad.
Welcome back, baby.
I think Q9's like the blueprint team. I still do. Q9's the
Bro, it's not
blueprint
your
team.
idea.
So many
Good.
teams
That
at
was
champs
Why do you keep
played
saying the
them
name?
and just like took lots of
Sanjay,
stuff
you
from them.
black?
Q9 definitely the blueprint.
Mexican.
They've got a great
Dude,
program
fuck.
over there.
Never mind. Do I sound black, bro?
Yeah, the
Like,
Scars
because
lost
they
to,
were
or I'm
like,
sorry, the
I'm
QQ9
black,
lost
always
to
black,
Scars
I was
was mind blowing. I was definitely not prepared to
Oh, wait.
see that happen.
Oh, what's going on? Unemployed.
That was surprising for sure.
Dude, that emote is so stupid.
Alright, let's go.
Legend Beam in 2023, I guess, so I can't erase this. This emote, I know I want the emote. I think I'm about to steal that emote, I'm not gonna lie. Put up my channel.
Are they screaming? Playing TLA? I thought TLA just been.
Not pain.
They're frying TLA too, a little bit. That's good. Good. Yeah.
Alright, let's get.
Everyone here, bro? Like, wow,
Bad
the
heartburn,
VC is
man.
so dead, bro.
Yeah, it's because Veg wasn't. Jez wasn't talking.
It's like, it's just like, the VC is just dead in general, but no energy, bro.
I'm figuring out some integration shit. That's why.
It's just some immigration shit? Wait, huh?
No integration.
Oh.
Laundry stairs, laundry stairs.
Two laundry steps.
Laundry stairs stunned. One black van.
Top on, good. Back van.
Yeah, black van.
Got
Out of ring.
Got you.
Nice one.
Nice. One more, lunch stairs.
Lunch stairs.
This one missed
Yeah,
it.
he got me. Half
One
health,
red,
half
one
health.
Black van.
Half health laundry, half
I
health
got one
laundry.
on site.
The biggest
Getting shot from
disappointment
outside
for
the
you
room.
was Almighty.
I'm gonna go kitchen too.
They were another really big disappointment for sure.
Lunch stairs.
I
One
didn't think
blue
that
blue van.
they would.
Blue van.
Look so terrible.
Laundry heady got me. Hey, they spawned on laundry. Spawned on laundry. This one driver.
On the road.
But
One palm tree.
You know.
Dead.
Almighty,
Here, Vic,
Laundry stairs.
think-
I can get this, Vic.
I don't know if they got here late or something. It was one of the two Garena
What,
teams. They
you
got there
said
really late. I think it might have been Omega,
So low.
but one of them
you
didn't
glitched, you
scrim
got the
much,
glitch.
or both of them didn't
Laundry.
scrim much. Definitely both of them didn't scrim too much.
Alright, I'm gonna reset my app real quick, bro.
I don't have a smoke here, Vic.
As far as Almighty goes,
Alright, I'm waiting for you. I'm flashed. Never mind.
I don't know, man.
Turn on
Nah,
side.
Oh, so you went.
One behind the pillar.
Definitely really weird that they had the tournament they
Watch
had.
the laundry. Watch the laundry. Watch the laundry.
The group they were in plays maybe a little bit of a factor, for sure, but
Watch your backside. Oh, separate.
Yeah, I'm going court. I'm going court.
hard to,
Separate dead.
kind of hard to say, you know.
One more sniper nest, I think.
Dead. Oh my god, yeah. We don't know whose nade that was, but that's it.
Yeah, the Garena teams weren't
check.
really like
Mid.
very kind of equipped
I got
to play
flashed.
Western games.
Alright, good one.
Watch our backside.
There's one pillars in.
Because even our hard point against Omega, the takeoff one, our takeoff hard point got reset
This dude,
4
one
times
more.
conveniently
This
when
should've
we
been
had the
ground
power
again there.
60 on 3 and 4 every single time.
Are you kidding me?
And we reset P1 like 3 or 4 times, and they were a little better on us than us on P1s, and they won the map.
Alright.
But
Oh, you still are.
I think we were better. We were definitely better than them on the takeoff hardpoint, but you know, technical problems, whatever. The search, we had a lead.
What'd you say?
Sure, where's the-
We had a lead.
Oh.
The Hacienda
What'd you
had a lead.
I thought he was speaking a different language.
One Zig,
Completely
one
threw it
red.
away.
There's 12 black van and one
The
red
second
Lambo.
half of that, like
Nice.
that might be one. That might be a series I cover in VOD. But that series, like, when I watched the Hacienda, I was just confused. Like, it wasn't at all how we planned
Great
that
Lambo,
map.
nice C-side. Great Lambo, AC side. One Great Lambo, one black van.
Had to be some kind of nerve thing going on in game where
Silver
like,
Lambo, Silver Lambo.
Sparrow,
the calls that were being made and shit just like wasn't how we prepared that map. It just kind of went rogue in the second half.
Never
And then the
found
control
Zig.
raid, I 100% think we were better than them in the control raid. We had a great first round, and then we choked the great position. And then from there, it was just a fucking mental chalk. We got 3-0'd, but super unfortunate circumstance. But even I think we were better than the Omega team, like on each map. They ultimately executed better, but
I got scraps, don't worry.
One's money, one money.
Omega was better
Kitchen
than
on kitchen.
Almighty for
What's up, Monty, right now?
You know what?
Come in laundry right now.
Omega had a coaching staff, and Almighty didn't. So that plays, that definitely, like, teams with
One back
staffs
kitchen. Back kitchen.
ultimately, like, I think translate better internationally because players have their own perspectives,
One's copy, Vortex,
obviously,
copy, Vortex is
but
copy.
for a
In the
for a
nest, in the
team
nest,
that has
Deep
a support
side,
staff,
jungle side.
for a team that has a support staff, to have like a coach and a manager and things like this, help a player or a group of players see beyond is
Yeah,
different.
One more bottom modern, one more bottom modern.
Need help?
Yeah, bottom modern got me.
Tribe
bottom
didn't
modern
have a
got me.
coach,
Two
you're
bottom
right,
modern, two
but they
bottom
had an
modern.
incredible support staff. Almighty pulled up with nothing, just the players.
On the stairs, or on the tree got me, on the tree got me. Nice.
And I'm talking about support staff in general.
Yeah, two
He
pull
died a
down.
hunter.
I always forget who
One
supports
top,
them. You
Mr.
get passed
Mr.
around a lot.
Mr. Vibey,
No, I
he's
don't,
going kitchen
dude.
behind you,
The
so
fuck are you
behind
talking about, weirdo?
There's two kitchen.
I've been on the same team for the last 2 years.
Bro.
I've been on
Yo,
the
money,
I've been on
money,
the same team for the last 2 years.
T5.
You're weird.
I'm all dead. Mid stairs.
I think it's at P5 space. I think.
Inside P5. Close pillar corner. Close pillar corner to the left from pillar.
One on side dead.
Almighty was definitely like, I don't know what the
Two
fuck
kitchen,
happened
two
with
kitchen.
Almighty.
More.
Whoa. Yeah, you got me. Kitchen, I was flashed. On side.
One more kitchen.
I spawn kitchen.
Dubai's best place for champs, easy visa for
bottom
everyone.
right.
Zig side.
If it was in Dubai, people would get fucking arrested, dude. Dubai is so like strict. The country's super strict. It is extremely strict. I wouldn't want to go to Dubai if I was
One more zig.
competing.
One more zig. He's gonna go bottom right. I spawned jungle.
I'm
I
sure
spawned
beautiful
jungle.
country and all that stuff, but dude, like,
Inside jungle dead.
it's like culturally
Driveway.
not knowing what the fucking violations are and shit like that. Like, yeah, just so many ways to get in trouble in Dubai, and they have a very low tolerance for foreign people. So
I'm trying to hold jungle soon.
I don't know. I'd be wary about
One
going to
more
Dubai
bottom
if I was
One driveway.
yeah,
Hey, three driveway.
having the opportunity.
There's three driveway.
One more driver, blue van,
One on side. Again.
I
Two.
spawned
Bottom right. Bottom right dead. One on side.
Padam should go to Brazil. Padam should go to Singapore. That's where the most people are in terms of like people that actually watch and support the game. Maybe India, I don't know, but even maybe I don't know so much about India.
Really dead.
I'm about to get my NA.
I would imagine it's not so strict as Dubai is, but
Yeah,
Watching the
Singapore is
Zig,
super
Zig,
like
one more Zig.
everything I hear about
Hold on,
Singapore is so like
Zig is dead. One more Zig.
just chill.
Zig one shot. Zig one shot. Zig one shot. He's going middle.
I'd love to go to like
He's in
Singapore.
P5 right now.
Is that the guy?
Watch your butt, watch your butt,
Yeah,
watch
that was
your
blue
butt.
gun. That was blue gun.
I don't mind rotate. I have any for new. I have any for new.
2021 Mayhem was the biggest disappointment for me.
Giving up laundry.
One me.
Yeah,
It's
I'd say
been dug on
2021
course,
Mayhem
it's
had
been course, for sure.
as much of a
Yeah,
chance
I'm
to
gonna
win
go, I'm gonna go.
stage
There's
5
a-
as anybody
there's
else.
three backside. There's three tree.
But we had a lot of
Was that Scrimaroonis?
game related
Yeah.
problems that fucking
Nice.
just hindered the fuck out of our progress all year long with players and shit like
Mid,
that.
mid, P5. This is P5, P5.
I'm watching bottom modern.
It is what it
Got
is.
pulled. Got pulled. Don't worry. Alright, I'm gonna come up.
They're flashing me. Watch our backside. Watch our backside.
Yeah, I'm checking
I got
backside.
I think my 2021 Mayhem team was
Main,
Mid,
main, main.
great form going into the
mid.
tournament.
I have EMP. I have EMP.
Nice, that's cool. Hey, Zig, Zig, Zig.
Mid stairs.
Pull.
Pull.
Bar is dead. I'm on streaks.
I spawn
From the backside. Nice. I have a hunter. I'm gonna just toss it.
I spawn laundry.
Okay, wait. I'm gonna play for this pred. I'm gonna play for this pred.
There's two mid stairs. Two mid stairs.
Oh yeah, high out.
Yeah,
Main.
I got stuck in it this game. Main. One Zig low.
Oling is a legacy player
I'm gonna
for
start going new.
T9. He would
I'm gonna go new
he
3AC,
would
I'm
never
gonna
go.
new.
They
Yeah,
wouldn't
I'm
let
gonna
him go
keep
anywhere
it.
else. Island
I'm
too.
going Zig, Zig.
I'm going new 3AC.
Yeah, get full scrap. Get full scrap.
There's no way that they'd let HS Lin go. That's Ching or whatever.
Yeah, pop it.
Pop it.
Pop it.
Ching was not the worst.
There goes one.
Soft was the worst player on that team by far.
One zig. One zig.
Soft was the worst player easily on that team.
There's Zig.
On hill. Yellow Lambo one shot. Yellow Lambo's one shot. Yellow Lambo one shot. You have to kill him.
Pushing him.
I think Lin, Oling, and Island are
From
an
modern.
excellent group of 3.
AC. One week.
Then what happened to Nero at land?
Going to the black guy. Watch main.
What do you mean?
I think Zig. Hey man, Zig corner.
Ching was the worst? What you
Watch him,
talking
watch
about?
him,
No,
watch
he
him.
was not. You are a lunatic.
Driveway.
Lambo dead.
Soft was the worst player on that
More
team
more
by
inside.
fucking
Hey,
far.
Jim got me. I have pred.
Like, I will not have this discussion with
Red,
you
red,
who,
red,
like,
red,
respectfully is a casual. Like, you're a spectator. I can't have this conversation with you. And if you don't want to take it from me, like, you can have this debate with people who played against that team and scrimmed against that team and shit. And ultimately, like, competed in bracket against that team and full play and shit. Most people will tell you when they were, if literally everybody would tell you
Okay, I kinda
that
fuck with the Ray.
playing
kinda
against that
fuck with the
team,
Craig, I'm not
you were
gonna lie.
preparing for soft on Q9.
You said that was a glitch with the sensitivity?
Yeah.
I've never had that.
Know what I'm saying?
Basically, it's like your sense just feels hella slow, right?
You're literally
Yeah,
mixing
yeah,
teams,
yeah.
am I?
Yeah.
If I am, my bad.
I get it all the time.
I've never
Hi,
had
Mini. Yeah,
Am
no,
I?
there's also another glitch I get on my phone.
Dang.
Well, not my phone, COD, where like my
What am I
HUD.
thinking of? Am I
HUD
thinking of
shifts to the
HS
left.
Lin?
that. What?
So, like, yeah, my HUD
I've
shifts
never
to
had
the
that
left.
I'm thinking HS
Yeah,
Lin for
my
some
HUD
reason.
shifts
Let
to
me
the left,
see.
Like, basically, like, there's like sub buttons are all the way to the left, and then like there's some buttons that are just off the screen.
I'll tell you if I'm wrong.
So I have to reset. I have to reset the game for it to come back. I'm just dumb. Thank you for the follow, Mini.
I am mixing up
is.
teams. You're right, my bad.
Maniac.
King is on Wolf.
Very, very odd.
I was thinking HS Lin. HS Lin? Or I don't know what his name was in Champs. He had changed his name. In Champs he went by Tang. Tang? Was it Tang?
Hey, Zim, you gay?
He is, bro. You should have seen him and Nero cuddled up.
What?
No, straight up.
Wait.
Like, I saw a chance in like a hotel. There was
Yeah,
what's it called?
in Champs he was Tang. He was really
It
good.
was like two like queen size beds, and like Zim and Nero still decided to like share it. Like
How do you ever
like,
pronounce-
Like we went into Zim's room.
It's
and, like, one
Ching.
bed was so like clean and like fresh, like no stuff.
XQing.
And the other one just had like socks and stuff all over it, like they were sharing it.
Nah, bro, stage 4, bro. Me and Losty, bro. We'll be awake at like 2 in the morning, bro, just watching South Park
Dang,
together
bro.
in the same bed.
What'd you say?
Me and Losty, we'll be in the same bed just watching South
His
Park.
name is.
And then fall asleep in the same bed.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we shared the bed. It was a king.
Yeah.
Thank God Ching was trash.
We had
But
the,
yeah,
master
the Wolves
Just
team.
on the South Park.
Two of their best players are
watching South Park and Family Guy.
not
There's some
We're
dumbass,
not
some
age
dumbass
eligible.
left his Hulu.
They're on their academy
It's on
team.
purpose.
And then they've got another
No,
like
bruh.
2 or 3 guys on their youth team that are like really good apparently.
I'm gonna go mid, I guess.
I'm a
Wolves
sniper,
definitely
that's-
didn't go with their best roster.
Alright, I'll take a
And they
mid, so.
still like, you know, they were fucking
Stun
good,
bricks.
dude, you know.
I got
Double D
needed. That's
heady.
crazy.
He's one shot double D.
He's sniping. Okay.
Also, I wouldn't say Ching was trash. Like,
I mean, it's such a
I think he had a bad
mediocre.
tournament. Because at points, I would say that Ching,
Double D dead.
that player
Oh,
specifically
yeah,
for
but
Wolves,
I don't have no smokes.
Bricks
like looked pretty
Watch out,
decent.
statue, dude.
Especially against Q9, because they had beaten Q9 a handful of times in the season. They would go back and forth with them in the season over there in China.
I got flash bricks
Yeah,
in.
watch the blue entrance. I'm watching mid, I'm watching mid.
It had a bad
Two
tournament.
cafe,
it
two
happened.
cafe, two cafe, going double D. Watch your double D.
Alright, I've got double D.
People gotta, you know,
Dead. One more. Dead. I got him.
temper these things. It's not like you're, it's not like you go to champs and you're playing against shitters. You're playing against the best
Oh, dude,
people in the world,
there's two blue
one of the best places in the world,
Double D.
or rather, the best people
I'm
from
about to get a pred.
He's on B. B dead.
those regions of the world. So hard. Go to champs
I'll
and
go to cafe.
do stuff.
Bomb naded bricks. I'm low.
Cafe, cafe pushing me. Bricks, bricks, bricks.
One more bricks. One more bricks. He's on P1 right now. Nice. I have a pred by the way. Pred. I'm gonna save.
Definitely, it's
15 seconds. Just play up. Play up. Push up.
They smoked off bricks.
1D, 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 1D. I'm
If
pushing
you're about to
back.
get streaks, play for your streaks if you're about to go.
One brick's dead. One more graveyard graves dead.
Lucas didn't
be on
play
B, on B.
champs because he had COVID. That's not
Sniper.
true.
Alright, good job. I have pred.
Lucas was retired. That's why he wasn't. Lucas had been retired. King Kun, he was retired. He didn't. No, this came from him.
I'm gonna watch the jump. I'm gonna stay double D.
He was retired by the time champs came around. He was a substitute for that team. The only reason he played their stage 4 was because he was
Okay.
needed as a substitute.
Nice. I'm watching the jump.
And not just like a 6-man substitute, like
Pushing up.
maybe like a
I'm gonna
solar or
nade. What's the
something.
play?
Lucas
blue,
was a
one blue, one
reserve.
blue.
I'm gonna pred outside blue and then we can push it.
He was an
Alright, one blue
emergency
cargo.
substitute.
He's
Had
dead,
to
he's dead.
play
Go blue,
under
go B, go B,
emergency
go B.
circumstances in their stage 4.
The rest of them were gonna go
And
grave.
he
Oh,
traveled
I got
with
flash,
them
I got
as an emergency.
flash. You got
Hey,
mid?
lunge.
By that time,
Let me
he
see
was
secret,
already
secret.
retired.
Figured it,
I got one main.
Him having COVID
One
ended
secret,
up
one secret,
being
one secret.
discovered much later because he still went to the event with COVID. Had they known that he had COVID,
Alright,
they
I'm
wouldn't
gonna
have
pop
sent him.
I might Sparrow.
Right there.
Lucas made a post about it. He had COVID
P3.
and didn't tell anybody. He was careless about it, and that's bad on him. But he didn't not play because of
I
COVID.
hit him for 90, bro. I got 2
He
hits
didn't
with
play
him.
because he wasn't a starter on
One
that
bricks,
team.
one bricks, yo. We left bricks open, dude. Yeah.
Hey, on the cargo. Nice.
Bricks one shot. He's P1 now. There's two P1, two P1.
You know what? I'm lucky I didn't get. Well, I'll temper that. I had gotten COVID 4 or 5 times, like during the entire course of the pandemic. So by that point, it was surely fucking impossible that I could get sick. I was around Lucas a little bit, and when we interacted with him a little bit, he didn't seem sick at all.
Got stuck.
And
Okay.
he's actually a cool guy.
They
Like,
needed it, they needed it.
we asked him a lot of questions and stuff. And funny enough, a lot of the snipers over there, they
One
are
top P1,
they
one
actually
top P1.
know a lot about the West. They actually know about the Western players, and a lot of them actually look up to fucking Little B of all people as like their like template for how they snipe, just like cracked, like looking to make plays, aggressive snipers.
Did you get him?
All of them that I talked to cited Little B, and I was like, man, that's fucking funny, because Little B's been on my team for the last 3 years, and like I've loved and hated every moment that I've had with Little B. Loved it because, man, like Little B will go down as a Hall of Famer and as one of the greatest ever. But good fucking lord, dude, his playstyle.
I'm not gonna
Just
respawn.
watching him,
Sniper in
man.
the window and then one secret.
Just fucking watching him, dude, is just like, and like having worked with him for 3 years, man.
Alright, then
I'm
let's
just
go.
like, bro,
Nice.
this guy,
He's
man.
on site, he's
on
on
right
site,
side, window side, window side.
You know what I'm saying? But it was really,
Yo,
really
Biden got
cool to
pissed on there,
see
I ain't gonna
that the
lie.
Chinese were
I
like,
mean,
yeah, Little
right
B,
before
like
that.
he's,
On me, dude.
we all like want to
Man, you
snipe
got
like
pissed on,
him.
bro.
I have to kill
And
him.
I'm over here
No,
just like
Paige
thinking
doesn't
about
even
how
say
many
I don't
scrims
even
I've had
die.
where I'm like, Little B, what the fuck are you doing?
I'm gonna get 100% of aim as soon as I get done popping it.
Are you in love?
It's so just like funny, and I don't know, I love it. It's funny.
Come
I
B.
got flashed.
2 double D.
Oh my god, if I was thinking, I ain't gonna lie. On B.
Nian's really good, dude. King 2, he's
Jump
great.
ball.
There's a couple King guys though. There's Kings in NA. There's
Oh,
King
wait,
in
Hummer,
China.
Hummer.
There's a King in Brazil.
Double D dead. Pushing up P2.
They're gonna push from cafe. I'm low. I'm really low.
All of them spell their name
Break,
differently.
There's one P2, one P2.
What's up, people now?
Alright.
Whoever spawns street, pick up what's it called? Hey, watch the B entrance.
So
P2
funny though,
stairs.
man.
2 P2 stairs. They're both low.
Go in tunnel.
Double D dead. One more double D. He's pushing up blue.
Mid blue.
It's like cafe. I need help. They can push.
The one they had on B or blue, I'll peek, alright?
I'm with Jazz.
Be dead.
2-1 dead.
Oh, they got my Annie pushing.
But you're King Kun. You're not
They shot to peek.
King, you know.
Hummer.
I suppose you are another
on
one.
the-
But yeah.
There's 2 on the street space.
Yeah,
one
Little
more-
B
one more
definitely
corner,
was a
corner.
person that you had
I don't know
to
if I got pred or not.
working with
I just
him.
got hunted. 17
He
seconds,
was
take the push-ups.
his best when he was confident, of course, as anybody.
I'll hold
But
B, I'll hold B.
something
Watch out
unique
there.
I think about Little B
Yeah,
that
they're
like
probably gonna slide it.
I just can't like there's not a lot of people that have this characteristic. Little B's pretty hard to work with in the regular season because he gets very disengaged and very bored.
Hope he's hungry. Nah, he's yeah, he already ate.
Gets really fucking bored, and then it's hard to keep him like focused. So he just fucking doesn't try. It's actually the most annoying shit because Little B
He's
is like
fucking so
all-time
good, bro.
talented, but
It's just
Little
so
B.
relaxing for no reason.
you gotta
I
like
don't know how y'all listen
I
to
don't
me
know,
and
man.
play,
You
bro.
gotta like
It's like
threaten him. You gotta
I
kind of
would play
bully Little
whenever
B a
I'm
little
chilling.
bit.
If I'm
I've
actually
had
playing
this
Smash or
conversation with
something,
him
bro, I
too, where
kinda
I'm
just,
like, dude,
I just turn off the music, you know?
in every
No, yeah,
instance
of
where I've
course,
gotten
but,
the
like,
best
even
out
when
of
I'm
you,
chilling,
I've
it's
like
like
threatened to
sometimes-
bench you, or I have benched
kinda
you,
just listen to music,
or
vibe out,
I've
and
like,
start doing my own thing.
Yeah.
or I've had to like fucking get in his asshole, like deep in his fucking ass, and he responds well to that, like being challenged. It's almost always like mentally taxing on him, but then when it's time to play, like he responds. That's always so cool to see, but it's also like, God dang, Little B, why can't you just do that all year, you fucking loser? I love him so much, but man, rolling my year because he wants to be chilling. He wants to be big chillin' all fucking season.
Yo, when's our next scrim?
Dude, how do I get rid of this cough, bro? I'm gonna die.
Cough
There's
drops.
probably not another one because Vague is not gonna play it.
What?
Okay.
Vague has to go at 9, so just doing this one. Unless we get another person.
You hate us, mate?
God,
You
you
hate
hate us,
us?
bro?
I just gotta finish some shit.
If you hate us, just say that.
Washi was definitely number
hate
2. I
us,
thought
bro?
Jesus could sub
Nah,
him
bro, if
out,
you hate
but
us, just say
damn,
that, bro.
Washi was different grade as fuck.
Yeah, I do.
Jesus should have gone to MYSL, he would have started.
Alright, we'll go.
We offered
I'll
him.
wait long for you.
We offered Jesus, he verbally committed, and then last second he dipped out to LG. Got finessed. LG promised him a starting
Wait,
spot,
long.
he got finessed,
2 along,
and
3
had
along,
to sit on the
3
bench.
along, 2 or
What's
3
on
along,
lowers?
no.
That's on him.
There's 2 or 3 along, I don't know how much.
He probably would have started. He
He
would have had to earn it, like everybody
No,
else,
no,
but
no. Hey, long, hey, long, hey, long.
Ramp there.
I think in the end, with how hard Jesus works,
There's one bathroom, there's one bathroom.
Tower, I'm on tower.
You're gonna be long?
Table, trailer,
likely
table, half,
he
half.
probably would have
One
started.
trailer. Or he's hit for like 70.
Tower, or,
Alright.
ramp side.
We're going 10.
Was there outside watching in heaven?
Right now.
Yeah, the Brazilians are good.
He's in a long
Yeah,
range.
top 10, top 10, top 10.
There's one P2, one P2, there's one P2, I heard
There's
P2.
one P2. Yeah, he
They're
got me,
good
dude.
for sure.
The fuck? I didn't even see him. That was just
Yeah,
like,
I know.
that was his angle thing, you saw that?
He's just quick
Yeah,
comp.
that's so weird.
That was my bad, that was his unlucky angle, dude.
Yeah, that's what everybody says though.
One ramp there. One
And then
going
something
tunnel.
gets announced and people just come back. So I'll believe it if he doesn't play this season. It's hard to
Alright,
walk
mid,
away
bro.
from big tournament prize pools.
1 tap. One more,
Chances
one
are,
more,
to
two
be
more.
honest, if I had to bet on it, that people that aren't playing right now, that we just kind of forgot about, will probably come back and play a little bit
Yeah.
for stage 3 and shit like that.
One side dead.
Whenever somebody says they're quitting or retiring or whatever, I'm more like, yeah, okay. And I take it like you're taking a break, which probably should be said anyway.
Yeah, one middle, front trailer.
One barrels.
I'll flash.
Yo, middle. Two front hill, two front of the hill.
Telling you, it's hard. It's hard to see that, like, as a competitor, especially somebody who plays and knows that they can play. It's hard to see these big prize pool tournaments come and then just like not play in them.
Barrels. I'm watching over you.
There's a handful of people that probably come back.
CT truck and bottom two. Nice. CT
Just
truck
two
over
rounds
the hill.
side, two rounds side.
I'm watching tunnel right now. Oh, yeah, bottom two got me.
With how weak NYSL was, anyone would have believed for better potential. NYSL was not. What do you mean how weak?
I just set my ass up there. Holy fuck.
Compared to who? Compared to the best teams in the world?
One in the window.
Oh, he dicked on me. This game is so loud.
There's 3 on 3 on
Front wood. He's
That
one shot,
always
front wood.
like
Nice.
is
Yo,
so.
One down.
I'm gonna go jungle rap. I'm going jungle rap.
Because people say that and then there's no metric they measure it by. So what is your metric?
They should be spawning army.
Because we played Q9, we scrimmed them, we did quite well against them. We scrimmed the Wolves, we did quite well against them. We scrimmed the Brazilians, we did quite well. We were much better than the Indian teams. We played the Garena teams, we did pretty well. Like, we deserved to be there. We were a good team. We had problems that were not COD related, that were fucking just bad, you know?
One barrels.
In the window. Dead. Hey, barrels.
Coming in.
But I'd say we were in the upper half of teams in that tournament.
One more.
This one down.
Push it right now. He's better.
No, that was
My
flash.
opinion.
I have Annie.
I think at the very least, if I had to power ranking the teams, I would say at the very lowest I'd put NYSL Mayhem. We were 8. At the very fucking lowest. We didn't place 8th, but I think we were 100% a top 8 team. We just had a bad tournament. That's not just on the players, that's also on me too.
Low, one bathroom, or jungle, my bad. He walked up jungle. There's still 2 trailer, I think.
Hey, watch the long push.
It sucks, but it is what it is.
Yeah, A-long dead. One more A-long. Green card dead.
Long dead. One Puri bottom one.
Puri one shot, that's him.
We're spawning lowers.
Camo got me.
I'm 10 life, I got off.
One on me, dude.
Bolu not playing for 7. Bolu's. I don't know what Bolu's doing. I think he's taking a break.
I'm gonna get some.
They're gonna spawn lowers.
They're gonna come from jungle still.
P1.
Jungle.
I don't think Bolu's quitting. I think Bolu's just. It's the off season.
One more jungle, one more.
He's
jungle.
just chilling.
Pushing up.
What about Tech? Tech's just chilling. It's the off season. There's no reason to rush Tech plays.
I'm watching you, Vague.
It's not fucking grinding every single fucking day.
Bottom wood.
If we replaced at least 2 people would have made a massive difference, Jan and Carlos.
I'm him.
I mean, you know, we didn't have options, you know?
Thought it was him, not gonna lie.
I don't see anything tower.
There was nobody
One bottom wood going mid.
to pick up for them.
Front tower. He's pushing up P1.
P1, barrel.
Mid chug.
Oh.
Pushing barrels.
And also, like, I wouldn't even say that Jan and Carlos are why we lost or why we weren't successful all season long. Certainly we were all part of, you know, the whatever the problem was. So
Yeah, try to get that up.
it's not all just on one guy
There's 2 armory.
or 2 guys. We played Team COD, and
Tower's dead.
you know, going into that tournament we had issues, and had to make the best of them.
Yeah. He's gonna push it long. Bro.
But I'm not blaming a stage 5 loss on Jan
I spawned jungle.
or Carlos or any individual player.
Oh, ramp. Bottom.
Looking back, there's stuff that I maybe could have done a little bit better.
One more ramp, dude.
I'd say that I personally think I prepared my ass off, and I think that my performance in the preparation was
There's 2 ramps.
was
2
good
ramps,
enough,
pushing bottom 10.
but
I spawned lowers.
can't really say good enough is like
Cubby dead.
enough to get by, you know.
From barrels.
We're spawning lowers. Watch your long.
pushing up tunnel. They're gonna come for middle. 1 barrels now. 2 barrels now, Vic.
If I want to win a world championship, I can't just be good
1
enough.
barrels.
I gotta be better than that too.
Hey, one
I got shot from tunnel.
Can't really argue
tunnel,
with you
tunnel.
since they're your friends. They're not my friends.
It's any half out, any half out, one more.
Carlos
Going
is most
tower,
certainly
going
not
tower.
my
There's
friend,
one no tunnel.
and Jan is not really my friend either. We were on the same team.
I'm tower.
Through being on the same team, you go close
One,
with guys, but like
team
we're not
side
best
back,
friends
team
or
side
nothing like that.
Pushing
People think
barrels.
NYSL is a friend
I
team.
have your
That's
mid, I
not
have
the
your mid,
fucking
focus
case.
on
That's why we switched
Barrel.
rosters all fucking year. We were trying to
Barrel,
figure out what the
barrel,
best
barrel,
thing
barrel,
was.
barrel.
Every single player on that NYSL team at some point got benched.
Yeah, Space got our mid.
It's not a roster.
P1,
It was not a friend thing. We tried to figure it out.
Mid and barrels.
In the end, we did
Just watch it long.
the best we could
A long.
with what was available.
On site, one shot.
Just didn't work out. Is what it is.
One more barrels.
Zim, do you go to school too? Yes. I'm going back and finishing my degree.
There's two.
This year, actually.
What's up? Nice.
Barrel dead.
Camo.
P1, dead. Barrels, dead.
Trailer.
Bathroom.
Behind the table.
Bottom one,
Bolu
door,
won
door,
back
he's
to
mid
back
right
to
now.
back. You forget that I was a part of that first year. I had a lot to do with winning that first year, just like Tech did. It wasn't Bolu built it. No,
I'm
Behind the
not
table.
pushing
Bolu
it.
did not build that first year. I'm sorry. That first year was me and Tech and
Bottom one, door, jungle set.
making that team
Flash.
a team.
I think this
And
is
ultimately,
one,
everybody at the end of
one.
that first year was,
He's
it was
still
a
trailer,
team.
still trailer.
We all contributed to that first
Trailer.
season.
Trailer, dead.
Bolu didn't do that by
One
himself.
camo.
That's cringe.
I'm getting
There's two bathrooms.
I think it's top wood. Yeah, bottom wood on the stairs.
Shot freaking hunter killer.
Bottom wood dead. I've got trailer control. We should have bathrooms. Nope. Front wood dead.
Last,
Hunter.
pick up help, one top.
Yeah.
I'm going to I'm going to
Jungle
right
side,
now.
jungle side on
one.
site.
One more.
Hold jungle.
Go top wood.
Inside hill.
Better not.
Side dead.
Good job.
One more side dead.
And a whole bunch of like shady shit happens.
I'm
Like
flash,
I
I'm flash
can't,
on
I can't and I will not get into all of that bullshit.
Jungle.
Two spawn American, two spawn
But
American.
a whole bunch of shit happens.
Yeah, we can just
And
reset it.
Tribe, from the high of the winning,
One camo.
the previous year before when we were there,
Mid, one time.
they were able to
He's dead.
recruit, you know,
One on new.
in a way that we couldn't
at the
when
edge.
we
Trailer,
left
one
because
trailer,
we
one
didn't have that kind of like brand behind us or whatever.
Oh, and you behind the
Behind
wood.
towers.
And I still think we did a pretty damn decent job
Bottom wood. Bottom
for
wood,
that
one
first
shot,
NYSL
bottom
team,
wood.
but
Push the front tower, one shot. Front tower's one
it's
shot.
what it is.
Oh, barrel, army.
I
I didn't have anything to do with that second year that they won. It's all them.
Side dead, on side dead.
And then this most recent season that they
More
won,
bottom
like,
wood.
again, it's all them.
Push out the mid choke.
Alright, I'm gonna go to the hill.
But
One kid.
Claw mid
it's
truck,
a,
claw mid truck.
if you know, you know type
Army,
situation.
army.
American.
So they're all good players. Every
Mitchell's
year
good.
it gets harder and harder and harder to win.
Another one, see them.
And the
Any
best
going
teams
bottom 10. Any goes going bottom 10. 50 check.
They definitely deserved it. Nobody can like
Push out
take
mid
that
choke,
from them.
mid choke.
They definitely deserved
Yeah,
it.
one top 10.
They were the best team. Both of
Am I
those
going tower?
seasons. Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe not the
Pushing mid
best
choke from
team,
bottom wood.
but performed the best when it needed to happen.
On new dead, or on all dead. One in America, no, top 10, P1, onside.
Because again,
Two on, yeah.
We have
there's
everyone going,
lots
we have
of different
everyone
metrics
going.
to measure a team by. So if
I'm
you
pushing up your line, I'm pushing up your line, don't worry.
have a different metric
Orange
than
barrels, orange barrels,
a person, they'll tell you different things.
Trailer,
So
trailer, space, trailer.
Chiller's dead.
it all
on
just
there,
kind
on
of
there.
depends on what you think the best thing is as
Yeah,
an
on 10,
individual.
Two bottom 10, two bottom 10, Sparrow.
And
Vortex
if
on hill, I think.
you
He already shot
Yeah.
two.
Oh.
Spread it.
measure it differently,
This one
then
mid, this one mid.
somebody may say somebody is
Side dead.
One more.
One side dead.
better or whatever.
Watching barrels right now.
Kind of depends on the perspective that you're coming from, talking about it.
Middle, one shot, front 10, middle, pushing up.
Got him on side.
If I'm being honest, I don't even think he's been top 2 on any tribe team he was on. Cool.
One's outside, CT, he's pushing in.
One mid
Look
choke,
at the
one mid
teams
choke,
he got
trailer.
after Zim's tribe.
In trailer right
Well,
now.
yeah, but he was able to recruit because of the. So this is kind of how
We have swans.
it works. When you win tournament,
Yeah,
when you win a major, you get a lot of attention, and that was the very first major. Like The
Here,
game
I got it,
was
I got it,
much
I got
different
it.
than it is today. There were many less
This
people.
one barrel,
So people coming up looked up to Tribe. Like Tribe became the destination
I killed one barrels.
when we won.
I have
So
Annie,
everybody and their grandma that wants to go pro,
Bottom wood.
they're gonna watch stage 4. They're gonna see Tribe wins 2020. They're gonna be like, man, I want to play for Tribe. That's just how that works.
He's on the table.
That's how that works on original COD. That's how it works for kids playing sports in real life all across the country. Soccer, you know, you're a little kid, you play soccer and you're like, man, I want to go play with Messi one day. I want to go play with for Barcelona. I want to go play with Ronaldo. I want to play for Real Madrid because those are the teams you win. That's how it was on 2020. We won. We did that work there. We won. Tribe became the destination. Not so much the group of people became the destination. The org became the destination for COD. If XSET beat us, imagine if there was a world where XSET won that final. It would have been XSET. What about before that? Before all that happens? Because a lot of people don't know, but Tempo Storm, that roster that ultimately went to Tribe, they could have went to Tempo Storm instead. It's just that Tribe ended up signing them in the very end. They had the offer or whatever that they ended up choosing. But what if they chose Tempo Storm and Tempo Storm won? Then Tempo Storm would have been the org or whatever. So that's the point. Regardless, they won. We won. And hold on. Attack Mask is good. It's not gonna save you from flash, but it'll like you'll definitely feel the.
You just won't have dead silence. People are
Yeah,
gonna
you won't have
silence
dead silence. But anyway,
It's only good if you're
so
using, like, an SKS.
that's the
giving up
point,
dead
right?
silence is
Now,
fine if you have an SKS, though.
oh, where my train of
You
thought
have to
went.
commit it.
Okay, so we won.
I used to run a hardline on SKS
More than half of that team left. Me,
before it was banned.
Leon, Tech. Marshy was in the balance for a little bit, but Marshy went back to Tribe. So me, Leon, Tech, Little B, Narrow. Me, Leon, Tech, Little B, Narrow. That's 5. And I want to say there's one more. It's 5. More than half that team left. And it didn't matter. We struggled recruiting. Like, we still struggled recruiting, even though more than half of that team that won left. And Tribe didn't. Because Tribe was the destination spot. People wanted to go play for Tribe because they won.
It's okay, guys.
This is how sports works.
Is
Know what I'm saying?
Jezagabu?
Hear the music?
Yeah, I know
No, I
Kai6.
know.
I know
You
you're.
gonna get a
I'm just
party or what?
explaining like the context behind that
Where's
kind of
that
stuff,
one,
you
bro?
know?
The people.
They recruited better than us, and they ended up with a better team. Regardless, when you're
I'm going top
competing,
blue.
work hard and you try to be the best team. You try really fucking hard to be the best team. And if, I'm telling you right now, if that 2021 season,
One ticket,
we
one
got
ticket.
a team kind of like how we wanted it, and then we were able to spend the entire year focusing on just getting better with the same group of people, and hustling and working and trying to be the best team, maybe that year goes a lot differently.
There's one
And
ticket,
maybe
one
we end up being the better team, whatever. It didn't end up playing like that. We struggled all season long with recruiting, trying to find the
ticket.
right
Window, be done.
roster to put together. We had a nice core, but we didn't have the right 4th and the right 5th until later. And by the time we were in a position where we just had to put the work in with who we had, it was, you know, we didn't have a lot of time and we tried our best. Meanwhile, on the other side, Tribe had some changes, because Decipher played for a little bit, and then, you know, Bolu broke his arm, and they had a little bit of stuff, but for the most part, everybody that was there. For us, we had people,
Ticket in.
and then we were like, this isn't working. Had to go find somebody else who wasn't a part of it initially. Try it out, it's not working. Go find somebody else, try it out, not working. Go find somebody else, try it, working, whatever. It was tough. We had every opportunity that they had, for sure, to ultimately win.
Oh, he's despawn now. Despawn. They have white. They have white.
But,
Two top, blue,
you know,
two top, blue.
Tribe,
Two more.
they won in the end. They're good players too.
Side.
They were a good team as well. Oh. Gotta give respect where it's due. Shake hands.
Secret.
and into the next year.
Bottom blue.
Then P1 one shot, P1 one shot, shot. He's pushing ticket, he's out mid, look at you.
One's going new already.
Right here.
There's two
Here,
secret, two
here.
secret going new.
No.
Yellow heady, yellow heady.
Function,
Nice.
function,
Hey, one's bottom blue right now. He's bottom blue right now, Jess.
There's two of them in blue,
Bro,
jeez.
what? Mid stairs.
Dude,
Bottom
don't
yellow's
push
one
him.
shot. Bottom
Yeah,
yellow.
Hey, bomb yellow, bomb yellow, bomb yellow.
One top red weak.
Dead.
There's still two in blue, by the way.
You guys got better?
Yeah. There's two in blue, though. There's two in blue.
Oh, bottom right, bottom right, bottom right, bottom right.
Bottom right secret, bottom right
One top
secret.
red weak.
Right on the table in secret.
Dimnos
Why am I
football? No, I just
One
know the
secret.
big
Nice,
ones.
they're gonna be secret.
On lounge.
Oh, dude, I'm native.
I got
Here's
secret.
One side.
One top blue, Jess. Behind you.
Oh my god, top red got me. Top red and top blue.
Blue.
Top right,
That's
top
Tag.
right.
Oh, I lost my Annie, bro.
One side wall.
Top red.
Yeah, the other difference
top red.
with like recruiting in itself is like
Oh my God, medical,
I'm
medical,
not a
medical,
player,
medical.
you know?
All
I'm
of
a
them,
coach,
all of them
so
medical.
I can recruit, but there's a cap on that.
The blue guy's still alive, by the way.
Medical, bro.
Oh yeah, P1 got me.
There's only but so much I can do to convince
Still
somebody
P1.
to join a team that I want to work with or something like that.
Yeah, DD one more. Nice.
Places that I have like that kind
One
of
man.
pull.
Secret's going main. Secret's gonna go main.
Ultimately, players will
Getting close for
choose who
rotation.
they want to play
Oh, yeah,
with, you know?
make on me, stay.
I'm going there as quick as I can.
There's three on side.
Because you play a whole
No,
season with
half,
somebody,
he's going top, he's
you
going top.
wanna
He's top blue now.
play with guys
There's only
you
one in blue.
feel confident in and stuff like that.
Secret side.
Three blue, three blue, three blue.
They're spawning white. They're gonna spawn white.
Their gunfights ain't even a coach.
There's three solar.
Window dead.
I'm gonna blue.
Yeah, that's
blue,
kind of my
blue,
point.
blue,
Like,
blue,
I don't
blue,
shoot the
blue,
gun
blue.
for them, you know?
I'm gonna need the top.
Testing time. They have a spare on site.
I don't shoot the gun ultimately for people.
White dead.
Ultimately, the
Top dead,
players
there's
have
two.
to perform.
Hey, one
So
middle, P1. I killed top blue. Top blue.
my
Top
job is to help them
Deep white. Just one deep white.
know the situations that they're in and make the best
blue.
decisions
Yes, those ones.
based on
Blue window,
experience,
Secret side.
like trial and error and shit like that.
P1 solar.
Coaching is not as
Main,
fucking
P1 push side.
simple as people think. It's also not as dumb as people think. And unfortunately, there's a lot of fucking people
Solar.
That-
Hey, top blue.
call themselves coaches and they're not actually fucking coaching. They're just screaming at people, telling them they're wrong,
I'm gonna just hold red spawns. One's bottom blue right
and
now.
like kind of
I'm
bullying.
gonna go top blue for
P2 right now.
Like that's not coaching.
I don't see anything.
Half and P2 one
Coaching
shot.
is
Top blue.
so much shit, and even like in my position, I wouldn't even say that I wouldn't even say at this moment that like just pure straight up coaching with all of the things that it entails, relationship building, and
Window.
it's so much more than just game
Good.
knowledge, preparation, all this stuff. It's relationship building, managing
100%,
personalities, it's
I'm still
schedule,
just holding
like
top red.
having schedule skills,
Good.
itinerary skills, punctuality skills, time management skills. It's so much shit.
Top B2. Dead.
Nice.
And I
Upstairs.
feel
One shot,
I'm
one shot,
good
one
at
blue.
some of it,
Red blue, sir, double
and that
sir,
I've got to
double
get a
sir.
lot better at other shit. Like
Yeah,
there's
I'm saying.
definitely shit
Got him.
I've got to
Hey,
get
top
better
B2,
at
top B2 window. Go and
in
take it,
that
take it,
world.
take it.
It's a whole
taking the
fucking
brain out,
collection
take
of
the
shit.
One blue.
Whereas
Blue,
players,
blue, blue, go inside.
I don't want to say being a
Nice.
player is easier because it's obviously
Top red
not.
again.
Sit down.
Nice.
But the thing is
You're
like
still
you
alive.
can't measure by the same metric. That's why when people say,
Secret dead.
There's
"Oh,
one
the
on
team was
P1.
weak or whatever,"
Take it,
it's
take
I'm
it,
like,
take it,
what
take it.
metric are you measuring it
Oh, I'm
by?
P1, I'm
Because
P1.
there's so many ways to judge and like
Take one shot and one white stairs. Take
rate
one
your
shot, take one
opinions.
shot.
That whenever somebody has one,
Look at that.
my question in response to it is always like, what do you mean? Like, by what standard? Unfortunately, most people on COD Mobile,
Green, green.
they don't
yo,
fucking
stadium,
know
stadium,
what
stadium,
standard they're
stadium.
fucking
Dude,
talking
dude,
about. They're
kill
just
him,
saying
kill
some
him.
kind of
He's
blanket
he's
statement or
control,
something.
control.
I'd much rather people say, like, give me a reason or give me like a metric, and then like whatever, we can have an agreement, we can have a disagreement, we can talk about it. But if I hear like
I'm flanking.
NYSL sucked, and it's just
Get down.
because they're trash, I'm just like,
No,
alright,
just hold,
dude, like,
just hold, we don't have.
I have any, I have any.
We're keep flipping.
like makes sense, bro.
That's awesome in there.
You have the right to drop players.
One shot on him, one shot.
No,
better.
so
Stun,
look,
stun,
dude.
stun, stun.
Listen, man.
One
Coaches,
bottom window,
Take it,
and
take it, take it.
ultimately players choose who players
Still
want
gonna
to
spawn
play
trees,
with.
they're still gonna spawn white.
Now, yes,
Yeah, dome side, dome side.
if you are on a team where your coach,
Yo, white stairs,
you
no, guys,
value
you
and
want
trust the
one shot, you want
opinion
one
of your
shot, you want
coach,
one right
because
now.
you always want to make sure
One ATM,
as a
one
player.
P1 dead, P1 dead, P1 dead.
There's one
I'm
ATM.
bottom blue right now.
It comes real quick.
White stairs dead.
You always want to make sure as a player that if you do have a coach, It's somebody not only that you respect, but somebody whose opinion you value and you trust, that like when they present you something, it's in your best interest and all that stuff. You have to trust that person. That doesn't mean at all that you have to listen to every single tiny thing that they say, because at the end of the day, if a player says something to me, or if a collection of players say something to me, that's an opinion. Just like if I say something to a group of players or my guys, it's an opinion. I have an opinion on what I think might help us get better. Same thing with them. There is no right or wrong way. There's not a fucking book written on how to get better. There's just fucking not. The game evolves and teams evolve and all of this stuff happens. That's what a fucking meta is. The game changes, different shit becomes strong, and you have to respond. You have to constantly be finding ways to figure that shit out. So that's what that aspect is. Now, if a player wants to play, a group of people want to play with somebody, at the end of the day, what the fuck does a coach have to say about that? Like, I can't tell, for example, let's say like a team that's got like a lot of people, or even like just 6 guys. I'm not gonna tell 4 out of 5 guys who want to play with a 5th, no, you guys are stupid, because I'm not the one fucking playing with them. If they want to play with somebody, as a coach, it's then my responsibility to be like, okay, well, these are the pros, these are the cons. Measure that for yourselves. And if they still end up saying, yeah, okay, I want to do it, then alright, it's my job to try to make that work. Not to tell them that they're wrong. Maybe later on they might feel, as they're teabagging each other, maybe later on they might see that it didn't work out or some shit like that, but that's part of the process. So, no, coaches should not be the only person in the room at all. Coaches should not be the only fucking person at all, like, dropping people. That's cringe. Yeah, Blue, I give good answers. Because a lot of people who don't compete watch my streams and ask me questions, who maybe don't know how things work. I try to give them good perspectives, you know? I am by no means the fucking golden standard. I don't think that there is a golden standard in coaching in COD Mobile at all. Nobody at all does it at a perfect. Nobody's perfect. Nobody does it at a significantly higher level than others. At the end of the day, the best coaches are the ones that have the trust of their players. All of them belong in the same category. Those who do. Off the top of my head, I can think of maybe like, I don't know. I could think of like maybe 3 guys that might actually be good coaches that I know of. 4 guys, maybe 5 guys, maybe 5. I don't know, 5, maybe 5. When I name those people, like when I'm thinking of them, very little of it actually has to do with the game. Like most, if not all of it, has to do with the way that they are able to build their relationships with their guys and build their trust with their guys. Like that's what it is. You want your team to be like close to you. You want your team to trust you and stuff like that, you know? I've definitely learned through trial and error. My first year, I was like such a different version of myself. I was a fucking dick my first year. And I learned after my first year that I can be that way with some people and I can't with others. And I had to deal with the consequences of that. Like, I had to learn and I had to get better. But that's why coaching isn't telling people that they're wrong or like bullying people. Like, you just can't do that, man. You just actually fucking can't do that. I think the people who have the best grips of their like teams, I'm gonna name some. Image and Clout. They've got good relationships with their team. I know very little about how they work. But I only hear that they're tight with their teams. Palitao is one. Jericho in Garena, he's another one. The Q9 coach, I got to meet him. His players love him. That's always great to see. I like to think of myself in that category. Like, of course, I have like tinglings with people every so often, but for the most part, I like to think that my teams respect me for the most part. Disagreements aside, I'm talking about respect. I'm not talking about agree, disagree, or whatever. Let's see. Who else? There's another Brazilian guy. His name is Tubarão or whatever. Him. I got to see a lot of how his team interacted with him. He's a great guy. He's a little bit of a dickhead, but he's a little bit of a dickhead with me in some interactions. But his team likes him. Major, all the Brazilian staff people, their players love them. Love the Brazilians. They've got such like family-oriented team. Oh, there's just so much. What's up, Bolu? Bolu can tell you. Look, Bolu followed, and we're beyond this now, so we can probably talk about this, Bolu, if you're in the stream. Tell them about year one Zim. Tell them about year one Zim. We can laugh about this, but me and Bolu, like, we had some fucking not good times. You know what I'm saying? The tribe teams are always a great topic of conversation for everybody. Yes. We were talking earlier about... What was the topic? Gotta scroll up. They asked where you've been. Said you've been busy. Then somebody brought up the you back to back to back to back to back. And my answer for that was that first year, we were all a part of that victory, you know? And I talked a little bit about that disband, the recruiting aspect of it, gave Tribe credit, gave credit to my team as well, and said that in the end, the better team ended up winning. Catch you up on the conversation, you can scroll up. But yeah, Bolu, especially having been a person that's worked with me, can tell you. It's been a long time since I've worked with him, but we didn't always have positive interactions. That exists. And I had to learn. I had to learn about how to do that. To this day, I still think that that's probably like one of my least things. I didn't like how I was treated for 4/5 of the year until the last 2 weeks where I decided we're doing it my way on S&Ds. Yep, that's your experience. You know what I'm saying? And I can't tell you that it's wrong. Same way that you can't tell me my experience is wrong. We had bad interactions. I had to learn, for sure. That specific interaction between me and ultimately what ended up happening with that team at the very end, like, shifted me into, like, looking more at myself, for sure. And what I was. Not so much what I thought, but, like, my impact. Because at that point, it was like very apparent to me that my impact was much bigger than I thought at that period in time. And unfortunately, in that one scenario with that one player, it was negative. So my next couple teams, it was more of a focus for me to, you know, pay more attention to the relationship aspect of it. You don't grow as a person or a player or a coach or anything if like you are distinguishedly, how do you say, if you are like presented with like a problem or an error and it's like repeated, like told to you, and you just like disregard it. In that first year, I was definitely told a couple times that I can remember, hey, something, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And I would say on a handful of occasions, I definitely disregarded it. And I grew the most when I looked at it and I was like, hey, maybe there's some merit here. I need to take a look at that. So, you know what I'm saying? I mean, Tech loves Zim even after moving away. Like, there's no love lost. At the end of the day, nothing is ever, like, personal. Was I coaching Tribe or NYSL? I was on Tribe the first season. And then I left. I went to NYSL. Yeah, at that point, we had different perspectives. We went different ways, which, yeah, that happens, you know? That doesn't mean in the future, through like time and shit, when things grow apart, that they're not able to come back together. We'll see. But at the end of the day, there's no love lost. I try to be on fairly good terms with everybody that up on. (2020), not 2021. Yeah, Tech shows love, but look, like Tech will tell you as well if you ask them. Tech and I have disagreed, like passionately, on occasions, and it's just about like the mutual respect we have for each other, where we can have a disagreement, but know that it comes from a place that's not like personal. I respect what he has to say, where he's coming from, and even if I don't agree or don't understand it, whenever we do have a disagreement, I'm not gonna disregard it and like tell him he's wrong and shit like that until I understand it. Now if I go and I learn it and I understand it and I still disagree, then I'll disagree. I'll try to explain myself and I'll try to come to like a resolution. That's how that should be handled with like any person ever that you have a disagreement with. If you can resolve it, you should. If you try and it doesn't work, then it doesn't work. Go for me and Tech. How do you say? Yeah, can have those conversations with each other. Image went to LG in 2022. Yeah, Image is he's over there. Yeah. Former player. I think he used to play with for the team. Omen or Red Reserve, one of those on that team. Played. Have I ever thought of working with a European team? I did for a little bit. The Animus team. And they won when I was there. Then I signed, and I had to stop working with them. But yeah, I've dipped into Europe a little bit. I have a great relationship with those guys. That was a cool experience. Not North America. It's similar because it's Western. But even though they're Western, like North America is, the cultures and the way that you got to talk to them and stuff like that is definitely different too. So I had to learn how to do that as well, because their like mannerisms and their conversation ways are different. They come from a different place than I do, so I often have to remind myself as an American that Americans naturally it's funny, but Americans naturally are like a lot more like casual, and in a lot of different cultures that comes off as like disrespectful. I don't want to say Americans are a lot more disrespectful, but like in a way they kind of are, without trying to be. So I definitely had to kind of teach myself how to talk to those guys. Like Veg and Bolu basically, though you wouldn't know about that one, not on your team, but Veg talks about it from time to time. What are you talking about, King Kun? Veg and Bolu's debate? Well, Bolu's here. He can probably give his perspective on that if he wants to. But teams have disagreements all the time. Teams have like snippets of bumping heads and shit like that. If you agreed with everything that your partner or your relationship or your boyfriend or your coach or your teammates said all the fucking time, there's no new developments. There's no developments if you agree with everything. You don't come up with anything new. That's why I like being challenged in practice. I like being disagreed with, because that gives me the opportunity to give my opinion. Gives them the opportunity to give theirs, and it gives us an opportunity to like figure shit out, you know what I'm saying? I don't see myself friends with most of my teammates. I don't relate with them on any personal level. Yeah. Bolu comes specifically from a very different kind of background than a lot of us. So, being relatable as well as, I mean, that's definitely important. At the end of the day, you're dealing with people, you know. Being relatable helps. Not necessarily needed to be great, but it helps. And that also doesn't mean like, that like stops people from like working together and shit like that. As long as it clicks at the right time, it is what it is, you know? I don't help with that much business out there, but that's why you don't speak personal outside. Live different life than every player who plays the game. That's true. Bolu comes from a different kind of background than I do, comes from a different background than Tech does, than Jazz, everybody, Vig, all these people. You want people to be different where you learn and shit like that. But being identifiable or relatable is not necessarily necessary. I'll come right out and say that with the little bit that I know about Bolu and his background, from what he said, he shared with me and shit like that, that I've known over time, I don't think me as a person could like go through the amount of like expectation and academic expectation and like, I don't know how to word it in the right way, but just the amount of like challenges he has to go through in his way, like his upbringing challenges, specifically though with like school and with like sports and shit like that, because Bolu comes from a very different kind of family than I do. In the same exact breath though, I think that my challenges would be something that Bolu would have a tough time with too, because we don't come from this background, which makes it unique. I can't even pretend to like understand. Luckily for me, I'll say luckily, because I was never like particularly bright in like school in terms of like math and the sciences and all that stuff. My mom and like just being raised in extremely violent and like hood and like gang affiliated areas, just like really nasty places. Being around that kind of thing, like for us it was like a survival thing. It was like we gotta just try to figure out how do we make it out of this. And my mom, like it was enough for me to go to school and come back. For me to come back was a win for my mom. You know? My mom wanted me to do well in school, but she didn't. It wasn't like a requirement. I wasn't like, you know, having a hard time with that if I wasn't doing particularly well. Whereas Bolu comes from an incredibly intelligent family, and I'm sure he'll tell you himself, like, plays tennis. He plays tennis, he goes to college, he goes to university. Very smart kid in school. Maybe something his parents care a lot more about than mine did, you know? These challenges are different. I'm lucky though, shit, dude, because fucking God, man, if I went to school and my mom would fucking, if I had to worry about not doing well in school and coming home, man, shit, dude, I might not be alive. I'll tell you that much. Raised to be a professional athlete, 10 hours a day training, 12 years straight, waking up 5 a.m. Hard to build friendships with people who don't go through that. Straight up. Yeah, like exactly. That's not something loads of people know about. I like Bolu, so if you don't know that about him, might be hard to relate. I grew up and my goal through my teen years was to get home. 13 to 19, my goal was to be back home. Was to, you know, wake up and be there. I wouldn't say my life started to kind of like safe out a little bit and kind of get more calm, where I didn't like worry about my shit until I turned 19, 20. I'm 22 now. Know what I'm saying? Different challenges. I was homeless when I was on that tribe team. A lot of people don't know that. That was the first year of the COVID pandemic, and I was homeless. Oh. Different challenges, you know? People go through different shit. It's hard to be relatable. During that period of time as well, like I found maybe there is actually a correlation between like that period of time with me, that 2020 year, where I feel like I performed X's and O's of my job pretty well, but like not relatable, not you know, like attitude problem, not relatable, all of that stuff, because of the like incredibly stressful and taxing circumstances I was under outside of the game. Now I'm mature enough at this point, years later, to look back on it and be like, yeah, that makes sense. That makes lots of sense that maybe that correlates. Back playing tennis, playing D1 because I got a good opportunity to not worry about tuition. Yeah, that's good to hear that you're doing that. That's why everyone was on you. All those exit players. Exit. These girls came up to me and asked me if they wanted to make a sex tape with me for my OnlyFans. Olu, you are fucking wildin'. No. What the fuck, dude? Just put a mask on. Oh. Get another can I spectate? I go my way, you go your. Bad for you. University knows you as the COD guy. That is kind of that's gotta be pretty cool. They get like you recognition. Check the bezel guide, escape by 6. Just a little. I'm gonna try to see if I can get a inside a scrim. Sim coaching at the moment. I wouldn't say I'm coaching any team right now. I'm helping Seminole though for Mobile Mayhem. Help them with like scheduling. I keep a little bit of data for them. For the most part though, Seminole just like they're very self-sufficient, so I don't have to at the moment. Also quite early in. I could do this for Da-da-da. Watch. God dang, Steph. Get a kill, man. Oh, damn. Who's in Seminole right now? Jez, Forsaken, Herbala, Axe, Vague, Zai, and let's use a sub. But that's Seminole. Herbalo, Axe, Forsaken, Sloppy, Jez, Vague, Zai. That's the Mobile Mayhem team. They're pretty good. Stacked. Yeah, they're good. How many classes are you taking this semester and what major? Are you talking to me, Bolu? Hey, they might call you, bro. Is that cool? Nero, you're such a fucking troll, dude. Stop. You're such a troll. So basically, so I'll tell you the story of like kind of how that kind of came back about to happen. So basically, a couple days ago, I used to go to school. So when I was in high school, I was an incredibly decorated choral student. I traveled all districts, all county, all state of Florida, all state Pennsylvania, choral singer, all region. So very decorated choral student. I sang bass. I won a whole bunch of distinction awards. Had a whole bunch of different scholarships for different programs all across the country. I did vocal stuff for Disney groups. I had opportunity to go to study at conservatory. Then COVID happened and a whole bunch of family stuff happened, and I just straight up like fell off the face of the earth. Like couldn't do it. Had to be home to support family and stuff. And my professor at the time was with me, was my vocal teacher through all of the different competitions and things that I went to and won. He reached out to me. He'd always kept up with me after I graduated, and he called me up not too long ago and kind of checked in with me. It had been a long time, and he had expressed that he was very disappointed that I didn't continue to do. Was it burnout that you decided not to pursue those scholarships? No. It actually had nothing to do with me not pursuing those scholarships. I lost those scholarships because, if you don't know this, like my brother's a crackhead, and when he was crack-a-lacking, it put a lot of like pressure on my family, and I grew up in a single parent household. So while my mom was working full time, and I have younger siblings, when my brother kind of became unreliable and helping our family with the little kids, and there was no like father in the house, like I became a father, you know? So I pretty much put my whole life on hold. Couldn't go to school, couldn't go to university, couldn't leave state for university, couldn't do that stuff anymore because then there would be nobody for my brother and my sister. So lost everything. Yeah, family first, and I made that decision, and I threw all of it away for my family. And you know, did that. So basically, my professor, he called me up not too long ago and was like, you know, I've been keeping up with you. Happy that you know, found some success in some other things. Happy you're working on all this stuff, but I'm disappointed you never went to pursue school. And he kind of asked me why, and I gave him a very general like explanation, you know, family and just didn't line up or whatever. And I had applied in 2021 after we won champs. I had applied in 2021 to get into my third choice for school, University of Miami, to go to their music program. Thing was, I wasn't very bright in school as far as like GPA and as far as like classes, math and the sciences and stuff. I think I had like a 3.4 or something like that in school. Wasn't super great. And Miami is like, it's hard to get into Miami just off of like GPA and test scores alone. But their music program is so like distinct that like you don't just get into it, you know. I had a scholarship to FSU, Florida State, and Penn State. Like I said, I couldn't leave to go to those schools because they were much further than where my family was located. I was living in Miami at the time. You know, we talked to him, whatever, and he was like, look, I want you to go back to school. Goes, if you apply to Miami, my friend has a friend, and that person is the dean. And he goes, if you apply again to Miami, you will they'll look at your application and they'll give it another look. And he told me that if I really wanted to go back to school, that that he would call somebody for me. And so I was like, okay. And again, like when I applied the last 2 times, didn't get in. So I was like, oh, it wouldn't hurt to just go through the process again, put it in. Put the application in with literally zero expectation of, you know, getting into contact with anybody, let alone getting in. And put the application in. A couple weeks went by, nothing. Totally forgot about it, and then got an email that my application was accepted, but I wasn't accepted into like the primary program that I applied for, but I was accepted into like an external like program that they do like a community thing. So I have a road now to Miami through community college for a couple years, and they told me that if I wanted to do that and start there to eventually get back into school, like at Miami, I could go that path. And I took it, and so I'm doing online classes starting in March. I'm gonna take I don't know, because I'm still working full time. I'm gonna maybe take 2 classes a semester, just like the general stuff. And I'm gonna decide if I want to go back for music education, or if I want to just go into education, like in some other way. I've always wanted to do education, but like for kids. But we'll see. I'm very out of practice and out of like vocal like form, so I don't know if I could do music straight out the gate again, just like willy-nilly like that. But we'll see kind of what the next couple months have in store. And yeah, like I got very lucky that he, you know, remembered me. So right now I'm gonna try to do it light on online. So we'll start there. That's in March, so we'll just kind of have to see how that goes. But yeah, I'm a little nervous, a little scared about it, because I'm not very I'm just not a school guy, but we'll see. Happy to hear you're going back. Education is always good for a backup plan at the primary thing. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Best financial decision is to go 2 years. Yeah, exactly. When I was coming out of high school and I had my scholarships, I man, I was such a dickhead when I was like 18, 19, where it was like I had gotten these scholarships to these prestigious universities, and like the thought of going to a community college was like fucking repulsive to me. It was like I was like mean about it. I was like very scoffing at it, but when we grew up, we grew up after school, and pretty much like, we grew up and we had to learn about money. And I got thrown out there, you know what I'm saying, early. And what up? So basically, the fucking community college, it's so much cheaper, dude. Like, it's so much cheaper you wouldn't even fucking imagine, obviously, if you know. But for people who like don't go to college and stuff, so much cheaper, it's crazy. What up? But yeah, so much cheaper, like fucking stupid. There's a big difference in maturity between an 18-year-old and a 21-year-old. Every year you look back and think of how dumb. Yeah, it's so fucking cringe. I did. It's the same fucking degree. It's the same associates. The credits transfer over. It's fucking infinitely cheaper. You don't have to dorm. You don't have to, like, the traveling is like, bro, it's so much fucking, like, god dang, dude. I got cousins now and like underclassmen from like high school that like I still keep in contact because I do stuff like for my high school where I graduated, and like I'm always talking to the kids coming up, and I'm like, yo, like, bro, go to community college. If you can't go to uni, if your parents can't pay or whatever, like, go that way, dude. It's cheap. And you can always transfer, you know? And I always get the thing is like they say like what is it they say? They're like, "Oh man, I don't know what major I want to go into. I don't know what I want to study." I'm like, "Dude, your first couple years in college anyway aren't even like, am I wrong? But I'm pretty sure it's not your major. Like your first couple years is like math and shit like that, you know? Unless you're full-time. I don't know how full-time works, but I would imagine if you're like part-time like me, or if you're just not kind of like going hard, that you're just doing your math and shit, you know? Your co-eds or whatever the fuck it's called. So it's not like you're doing shit anyway. You can switch your major to whatever the fuck you want, whenever the fuck you want, and it's like no big deal, you know? Yeah, core classes, exactly. Your first 2 years is core shit. That's fucking math and all that shit. So like, I don't give a fuck, you know? You gotta pay 27 grand for uni in a year? That's crazy if that's a year. I went to my orientation a couple days ago and it was like $100 something for each credit. $103 I want to say for each credit just to take the class. That's not counting like books and whatever else it is that you gotta buy. But just for the credit, like $100 something for the community college, versus out of state is like $500 or something like that per credit. And most people don't even pay that. They get like financial aid, or they get grants, or they get scholarship, or whatever they apply for, and they pay very, very minimal in community college. But yeah, I wish I could go back and tell my 18-year-old self I was a fucking moron. I'd be like, dude, like, you like money? Go to community college if you like money. Elite. Yeah, in the United States, it is fucking criminal how much it is. You're going for your master's, Blue? There's a 2-year master program in Europe? 2 years over here isn't that an associate? I'm pretty sure that's an associate's degree. That's an associate's over here. I'm pretty sure. Oh, you're much older. You're 29? What the fuck? I did not know that about you. What are you going for? I was in high school. I wanted to go for my master's in education. We'll see if that's what I end up doing. That sounds cool though. To be a fucking master, bruh. Being a doctor sounds like too. Dr. Zim. How fucking cool would that be, dude? Dr. Zim, bro. I'll be the fucking doctor, dude. Dr. Cod, bruh. I should get my doctorate in Call of Duty. And then sell my course for $500 like Jesus. Except I'll actually have a doctorate behind it. So if you buy it, the certified program. Jim, have you watched School of Rock? What music student hasn't watched School of Rock, bruh? If anyone who plays COD M gets a doctorate, I couldn't take it serious because it would be so surprising and fun. Well, if I got my doctorate, there's no way you'd laugh at that, bruh. If I got my doctorate, it would be fucking crazy. $12 courses per semester. Fucking I looked at 2 with how much I work full time as a server, especially when I'm in season because there's serving seasons. Even 2 courses a semester seems like, oh my god, can I do that? But to be fair, that's also like the withdrawal from not being in school. Because I feel like it's easier going from high school directly into college. When you're in high school, your life is pretty much fucking planned for you. Wake up, the whole time, elementary to middle school to high school. You wake up, this time, boom, school. This time, homework. Home, sleep, do it again. You don't gotta worry about bills and all this working and all this bullshit. Your life is just planned. When you're in college, they break away the dependent part for like kids like me that like don't come from whatever. It's like you gotta fucking do it yourself. So it's like you still gotta, your day's still kind of planned out for you, but then you gotta fucking figure out how to make your money type shit. I wish I went to school right out of school, but now that I'm not in school, like the idea of going back and then having to do that part, this is like my days have been so like coordinated already in whatever it has been without school. The idea of putting school back into it's like, what the fuck? That sounds cancer. Dr. Durian. Here's a bit different, like the semester's 4 months. Finish in 1 month out of the 4, gotcha. I don't know, bro. Doctorate is, that's a lot of years in, what's that, 12 or 8? How long is a doctorate? How long is a doctorate degree? Oh, really? 4 to 6 years? No, it says on average, takes 8 years. It depends on the program design and how long. 4 to 6 years, but typically 8. school builds a lot of life skills. For people whose life is, for the most part, like able to, I don't know how to word that. I think the skills that school teaches you are very translatable to people who are very like linear in their life progression, in terms of like grow up, school, go directly to college, come out, like then you're good to go. Or like how your like stereotypical like child would be raised. I think school doesn't teach like struggling kids like me, how do you say? I don't think school necessarily teaches the most skills or the most like translatable skills to people like me who come from the backgrounds that I come from, because school does a really shit job of teaching you actually how to take care of yourself. Like street skills versus book skills. Book skills translate great to jobs and shit like that, but sometimes you gotta fucking hustle, you know? In my experience, at least. I would trade a fair bit. Yeah, it depends on what kind of school too. That's also true. But I would trade a good portion of my like street. I don't even want to say streaks, that just makes it sound cringe. But like my like non-book skills, I'd trade a fair amount of them for like the ability to go to school and do that without worrying about, you know, is there gonna be food? Is my house gonna be safe? Are my brother and my sister okay? My mom alright? Like, do I gotta worry about the path that I'm taking? Whatever it is. Like that kind of thing. I fucking hate online school so fucking much, dude. I did online school at Titus Academy, I wouldn't know the experience. Dude, I fucking hate online school so much because I'm a person that needs to be like, lectured. I have to be in a classroom, have to be taught. That's also the other reason why I'm kind of like worried about this school now, because I'm going to be doing it online, and my other worst enemy is on my own pace. I'm so shit at like time managing my own. So that's gonna be a whole challenge that I have not prepared for my entire life. What's up, Bane? Thanks for the follow. Thanks, Killer Cotton, for punk. But yeah, I'm 100% a visual learner, and I need to be lectured. Otherwise, I just don't grasp shit. Schools are making kids take extra lessons because they corrupted by Andrew Tate, but won't the energy to take life lessons. I don't know really what by that, but the second half of your statement there, that makes sense to me. Yeah, I definitely don't think schools teach like lots of life stuff. Like, I very, very, very vaguely remember, maybe for like one class when I was in 7th grade, where I had a lesson for like 30 minutes of that day about what a check was, how to write a check and all that, and that was literally it. Like, as far as that, I had an economics class. I learned very little about actual economics. All I learned in that class, well, the class was called Economics and Probability. 90% of that class, and I'm not fucking kidding, in Florida, which is one of the worst fucking states in the country, United States, for education. What the fuck am I? Why am I listening to Beauty and the Beast, bro? What the fuck am I doing? Dracon. It's gay. Why do I have Beauty and the Beast, bro? Fucking So anyway, economics and probability. So the class, 90% of it, not gonna lie, I swear to God, strike me fucking dead with a fucking ice cream truck if I'm lying. So help me God. 90% of that class was us closing our eyes, reaching into a bag and grabbing marbles and guessing what the color of the marble would be as probability. And we did it with like different amounts of marbles. We had whole entire like tests on that. It was actually fucking cringe. I learned literally nothing about credit, literally nothing about taxes, didn't learn how to save money, didn't learn anything about savings accounts or 401ks or bonds or retirement. Learned literally fucking nothing about any of that. All I learned about was fucking Pythagorean theorem, which, swear to God, I will never fucking use Pythagorean theorem in my life. And I promise, if I'm ever in an opportunity or in a situation where like Pythagorean theorem might fucking save my life, I'm going to die. Because straight up, I just can't see that. I can't see myself actually being in a life or death situation. Or even, it doesn't have to be life or death. Even just like an important situation where like I need to make an important decision and think, cosine, sine, tangent, Pythagorean theorem, the perimeter and the angles, like I can't fucking think of that, bruh. I just don't understand. So if I'm ever in a situation where like a fucking mathematician just mugs me in the middle of the street, he robs everything I own, he's gonna kill me unless I solve a complicated math equation, I very well may just die. The highest level of school or math I took was pre-trigonometry. That was after algebra 2 or 3, whatever the highest algebra was. And I was an honor student, so I took honor classes. I didn't take AP classes. I was not a fucking AP student. Dumb for that. But I was an honor student. And the highest level of math that I went out of my way to complete was the highest level of algebra and then pre-trig. I have no fucking clue what... Also, I did very poorly in pre-trig, so I was not even good at that. Didn't even attempt to take calculus. And I was a music student, so like all my music student friends were all like super smart and they were all AP kids, calculus kids. I'm gonna tell you a story. My junior year, sophomore year, end of my sophomore year going into junior year, we're selecting our classes and stuff. And pretty much all of my friends in school were so smart. I mean, they were so much smarter than me. It actually made me feel bad. I felt dumb, like genuinely stupid being around them. You ever just like be around people where like you just feel fucking dumb and it makes you feel bad because they have like smart conversations and you're just like, god damn, like I'm not qualified to be in this conversation, but you are because you're their friend type shit. That was that was me growing up a lot. So they fucking they were taking all these classes, picking their electives and shit. And I'm over here, I got my elective list, and I ran a little bit of track and field, I did choir, so I pick, okay, I'm like, band, alright, chorus, cool, choir, orchestra, bleh, orchestra, who gives a fuck. And then I had like a couple extra electives, and all my friends, they're taking extra electives, they're like, AP Calc 7, fucking NASA rocket science. And they're like, yeah, man, I'm in rocket science class, blah, whatever the fuck the class was. I'm exaggerating. And then I'm over here, like, before I even know that they're doing that, I'm over here and I see cool electives. I'm like, gym class? Yeah, let me take gym. Basketball too, which was like, you pretty much played like pickup scrimmages the whole time. I was like, yeah, I want to do that. Fucking over here, art class? Like painting with your hands? I'm so stupid, dude. I'm taking all that shit. Got my class list, got accepted into all of that shit. And I was like, fuck yeah, man, my junior year is about to be lit. And then the first couple days happened, none of my friends were in my classes, and it was just me. And that's where I realized I just didn't know where the fuck I belonged in school, because all my friends were smart as fuck taking all these other classes, and then I'm over here taking fucking meathead classes. But then when I'm taking these meathead classes, there are people way more meathead than I am in those classes, and I don't even belong with them. The sports kids, the fucking all super state NFL varsity kids in the fucking basketball class dunking on my shit. Zion Williamson fucking windmill on my shit. Like, I didn't have a place in that too, so I was fucking feeling bad. And I was like, okay, there was a week period where I could drop those classes, and I dropped them, and I added those smarty pants classes that all my friends were in. I realized very quickly I didn't belong in those either. Because AP Calc, I remember. I took AP Calc. I dropped it, took AP Calc for 2 reasons. One, because there was a girl I liked in that class. So I wanted to be in the class with her. Number 2 was because a whole bunch of my like chorus friends were in that class. Sit there. 3 days in, the teacher gives, the first 2 days by the way, a whole bunch of bullshit. It was just like syllabus shit, we had to get shit signed or whatever, just chilling. The 3rd day, the teacher goes, alright guys, let's take a fucking test just to see where everybody is so I understand where I have to start and shit. Like, I guess most teachers do this. I take the test. Get the test, sit down on my table, I look at it, and no bullshit, I stared at it, the 2-page front and back, 2 pages, front and back on both pages. I stared at the first page, and then I'm like, okay, I don't know this, skip. I'm trying to find something that resonates with my fucking peanut brain. And I found literally nothing, and I stared at it the entire time, and then it got to a point where I realized I literally knew nothing, and everybody else was finished already in like 30 minutes. And I looked at it and I cried. Like, I actually cried in front of the entire class, just sitting there at my desk, and I'm just fucking crying, like quietly, like sobbing. And thank God, like the teacher, she was so cool. She walked up to me really discreetly. She was like, hey Darren, just like real cool. I guess she noticed me across the room that I was just fucking wanting to kill myself. She got up from her desk. She was like, Darren, come across the room real quick. Like, come outside. I have something really quick to talk to you about. And I went outside, like hiding my fucking tears, bro, because I was crying. And she's like, yo, are you okay? And I was like, yeah, I'm fine. She goes, you have no idea what the hell you're doing, huh? And I was like, no, I don't. She goes, you don't belong here. You got to get out of this. But I was a hard ass, and I was like, nah, I'm good. And she looked at me. She goes, Darian, if you stay in this class, you will fail. Like, you need to leave. Go do something else. And then I was like, all right, you know what? All right. And that was the coolest shit a teacher ever did for me, bro. Was tell me that I wasn't cut for it, like, but nicely, you know? And I got my ass up out of there. Everything else though, bro, like, I got up out of all those smarty pants classes, dude. I couldn't do it. Actually, fucking, she had 0 faith in me, straight up. But it was like a loving 0 faith, where it was like, yo, you don't know shit. Like, why are you here? Type shit. What grade was I in? This is my junior year. It was 11th grade. And she was right, like 100%. She was right. It's just I had this ego about myself. I didn't wanna drop it, but in the end I did. And then I took some stupid shit. Like I just took some dumb shit. Got it over with. And then my senior year, yeah, grade 11, Elaine. Then my senior year, I literally took like 2 classes. My senior year, I had pretty much the whole fucking day free. And my senior year was cool. Senior year was also the year that, towards the back end of it, 3/4 in, was when I was homeless. That was 2020. And then had to go through a whole bunch of shit then, but at junior year I was fine. And it was a whole fucking thing. But yeah, cool. And me, not that great. What's up, Shark? Where are you, dude? Spectate. God dang, Awaken 4 and 13, bro. Jez 3 and 9, but Jez on high ping. But yeah, bro. Cool, man. Shit, I could not be fucking bothered. I seen. I was just trying to get off. Turn off the FOV thing? Nah, bruh. This shit looks good to my eye. So good for spectators, bro. Shark, yeah, what the fuck, Shark? You're not following my channel, bruh. God dang. God dang, Shark. How old am I? I'm 22. I am 22. Newly 22. It's not like I've been 22 this whole fucking time. I'm turned 22 in August. It's only been about half a year that I'm 20. Or a little maybe under. On high graphics? No, because if I do that, then the emulator explodes. And I had so many, like... And I was a hooligan, like, in middle school and freshman year. Bro, I was such a hooligan, actually. If I look, bro, actually so nuts, like, the progression that I made. Just, like, as a human being. Because, dude... The amount of moron that was just like... Even I would, like, be pissed. I'd want to beat... What the fuck? Saw that one was coming up here? Dude, I'd actually want to beat my fucking ass if I was a teacher and had to deal with myself. If I was a teacher like I want to be right now, and went to school, and I had a kid that was like me, I'd actually fucking hate them. And they still got me Seeks the Sunday? No. No. I look older. You look older a little. Maybe because my facial hair, but that's about it. What's up, Starboy? But yeah, dude. I'm so happy I did choir and I found like my place in that because, bro, like, if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't have gotten through school. Also, yeah, let me think. I ran track and field. Yes, I'm the one that has FLV. I ran track and field. I had a track and field coach. I ran A class high jump. And I did varsity volleyball my freshman year. But the only reason I was on varsity in volleyball was because of my age. I went to a small school, so because of my age and my size and shit like that at that period in time, like I was not allowed to be on junior varsity. And I also did track and field. I did track, and I'll never forget. I only did track for one high school, and we're doing high jumps. I was track and field. High jump is not a high jump is a field event. High jump is not a track event. Different. So a high jump, you run and then you jump, and there's a pole. You got to get over the pole. You land on this like a cushion, and yeah, you do that. We went to a meet against, I don't want to say a rival school. They were right down the road though. Nobody really liked them, but they weren't like a rival school or whatever. Our hurdle is a track event. The hurdler got injured or some shit like that. And so, basically, the track coach came over to the high jumpers and he was like, our hurdler is hurt. We don't got anybody else. He goes, you guys jump. Do any of you run fast? And I was like, I raised my hand. I was like, yeah, I guess I kind of run fast. He goes, okay, you're running hurdles now. And I was like, the fuck? So I went over. Literally don't know anything about the starting position, the pose where your feet needs to be in the locker or in the little lock thing. The gun goes off, it goes boom, you go. Whatever. Do the race. Never done hurdles before. Get in the leg lock position. He tells me how it is or whatever. I get in it. He goes, okay, look, I don't care if your time is good when you, like, off the ball, whatever. It's all about, like, oh, I'm sorry, off the, like, post or whatever. It's all about anticipation when the gun goes off. It was like, I don't care, just don't false start, because if you false start, you're not going to be able to do the race or whatever. Like, cool. He goes, as soon as you hear the gun shoot, go. I was like, cool. He goes, don't go until gun starts. Like, cool, no worry. Get in the starting position. Gun shoots, cool. There's like 5 or 6 hurdles. Clear the first hurdle, cool. I'm about middle of the race. I think I'm doing pretty good. Running. First hurdle, get over it. Nice. Decent form. I don't know how my form is, but I get over it. Second hurdle, clear it, but kind of a little bit of trouble. Now I'm in the back half of the group. And then third hurdle comes. I jump too late. I eat the hurdle. Boom. Face plant. Floor. DNP. Or DNF. Whatever it was. Did not finish. And I just remember, like, I didn't even feel bad because it wasn't my event. And I got up and I was kind of like, snap. I hit my knee. I'm like, ah, shit. Feels bad. Get him next time, coach. And I just remember I turned around and my track coach, big black guy, came up to me and he goes, "You fucking suck." I don't know why. And he cursed me out right next to the fucking, like, right next to the benches or the fucking stands, the aluminum stands where everybody sits. Cursed me out in front of all the parents. We had a full stand or whatever. Cursed me out, telling me I fucking suck, that I'm so shit, and that he doesn't know why he asked me. And dude, at that point, my track career was over. I never came back from that. Never came back from that. And I hated him forever, bro. I hated him forever, bro. So funny. But yeah. That's about it for story time. Thank you all for everybody, I would imagine, that stopped by. Bolu, it was really nice chatting with you a little bit. I'm happy to hear that you have that opportunity to do tennis. I know that's something you're really good at. I hope to see if I can catch a couple of those games. I have ESPN Plus. Maybe I'll look it up, how to keep up with your records and stuff. But we should keep up a little bit. It was nice to hear from you. As far as everybody else though, thank you guys for stopping by. I'm probably gonna go on ahead and raid somebody. Yeah. Let it rock right there. Probably raid space. Thank you guys for watching. Talking about American schools here in India are so bad than that. Gotta remember everything. Things are good to remember. Yeah, method. Alright, well. See you guys later.